10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Look at what in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers right now.
We need you to think you're going to be playing against. So they want
I'm a little bit worried for tomorrow's game. I saw a stat on
Sergio
He's gonna play at the 9. That is the second. We only have two men 9 in this team.
I know people have gone on about if we lose the cup, it could be a bit of a situation. I hope to God it
Sergio
doesn't.
Production.
Welcome to the Blue Lounge, welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are having a good evening. Big up to everyone in the chat. We have Elijah, James, Luke, Chris, Abdullah B. Big up to everyone who is joining. I'm a little bit deflated, but not the result we wanted. Kind of the result expected, but not the result we wanted. We'll be addressing that and discussing that in due course. Before we do that, I want to welcome the guys in the panel. So big up to Eric. Eric, how you doing, my man?
Big up yourself, Kasim. I'm doing okay. Yeah, just looking forward to another stream.
Big up to you, Eric. Max Burton, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. So hi to you, Mo, and the rest of the panel as well. So yeah,
Big up.
lots
Big
of
up.
talking points.
A lot of talking points. A lot of talking points to get through in today's stream. MDT, how are you, my man?
I'm good, Mo. Thanks for having me. And big up to yourself, Max and Eric. And, I hope everybody's okay.
Big up, big up. Thank you all for taking part. We've got a few more guys jumping in. Aiden, Sergi, is that an amazing? Okay, I'm guessing Sergi is a Zenit fan. Good game, guys. Good game, Zenit. Good game. All right, listen, lads. I wanna address this game, and then I'm gonna open the discussion to the panel. The game was an open one. We started very well. Scoring within I think a minute and a half from kickoff. Timo Werner gets a tap in, which he puts in quite convincingly. Some good play for the first 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden the game turns around and Zenit started to dominate possession, started to dominate the midfield. The game was open because both teams were trying to win, and all credit to Zenit for they didn't really have nothing to gain or lose, and they put up a good fight. I gotta say, I was impressed with the stadium. I was impressed with the pitch. I was impressed with the way that they handled the weather and the environment. But we couldn't take advantage of that. The guys were lackluster, poor performances throughout. There was a couple of good performances, and drawing 3-0. You can't really highlight the goalkeeper for putting a good performance, but Kepa did well. Kepa had some really, really good saves. He had again, some bad. What's the word here? Some bad keeping when it came to long range shots, especially the last goal that we conceded. But again, it was a difficult one to keep out. So all in all, Kepa had a decent game. Timo Werner, a player who we have been criticizing on the regular over the past few weeks, put in a good performance today. He put in a good shift. He scored twice and he assisted once. Had some howlers, I have to say. He was selfish a couple of times, and he could have put the game to bed if he had made the right decisions at certain points in that game. But all in all, when he scored 2 goals and he assist one, as a striker, you can't really criticize that. Lukaku scored 1. Again, he is still getting back into fitness. He had some moments in that game, but there wasn't any service. There wasn't any service from the midfield and the formation and the starting lineup. I'm actually going to put this on the screen. Let me just get the starting lineup for you guys, because the starting lineup was wow. My DM. Give me a second, lads. I'll find it. I will find it eventually. Here it is. Okay, so this was the lineup that was chosen by Tuchel to take on Zenit. All right, we had Arrizabalaga in goal, Azpilicueta, Christensen, Saw in defense. You had James and Mount in the heart of the midfield with Saul and Callum as the wing backs. Then you had Barkley, Werner, and Lukaku predominantly playing the attacking roles. Mount, Werner, and Lukaku. Mount, Werner, Lukaku playing attacking roles. Barkley was in the midfield with Reece James. A lot of changes by Tuchel. Did he have to make all these changes? I don't know. The draw will decide that. The Champions League draw will decide that, depending on who we're going to get in the next round. I think the result and the outcome has positives and has negatives. The positives that I see is we scored 3 goals from our attackers. We also didn't lose the game, and we didn't have any serious injuries. So we're coming back home without any serious injuries, scoring 3 goals. The flip side to that is we conceded 3 goals again for the second game running. We conceded 3 goals against West Ham, 3 goals against Zenit. The Chelsea defence is starting to leak. Why is it leaking? Is it because players, the main defenders, have contract issues on their minds? Is it because, and this is a point that Max made earlier, is it because the midfield, the core midfield players are injured, unavailable, and the defence doesn't have any defence? We're going to address these points with the panel. I'm going to start with Max Burton. I'll work my way around. Max, give me your initial thoughts on the game, mate.
Well, I did say that this is going to be a tricky opposition, didn't I? A cold night in Russia against a team with not a lot to play with. So I thought that we shouldn't have taken it lightly, because I'd have liked to have topped the group, and now we face the prospect of either a Real Madrid or Bayern. So we've got more chance of drawing a Real Madrid or Bayern than we did of drawing the PSG, and then if we finish top of our group. I did say, obviously, my lineup was kind of right. The only one I got wrong was Loftus-Cheek and Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think. When I put Saul as left wing back, that wasn't my preference, by the way. That's just what I thought Tuchel was going to do because of some things he's been saying in his press conferences. Put it this way: his audition in central midfield wasn't great. His audition at left to wing back was even worse. So I don't know where he goes from here, apart from back to Atletico Madrid probably. He's got no place in his squad. I don't like knocking players, but today there was a lot of shocking performances. Christensen, he's after a new contract, but on this showing, is he looking good just because he's got Silva and Rudiger next to him, which covers his flaws? Today, he was meant to be the leader. He was at fault for at least 2 of those goals today. Shocking performance. Again, it may be the case that he's thinking about his contract. Maybe not. But obviously, I think the two in front, as I said to you before we came on air, the midfield cover isn't there, and that's what's exposed in the back line. And so I've played in numerous positions when I used to play football. One of the positions I played was centre back, and one of the easiest games I ever played at centre back was when I had two strong holding midfielders in front. You know why? Because they were mopping up everything. I didn't have anything to do. What the things I had to do, obviously, when it came along, it made my job easier. If you've got a leak in midfield and the ball's always coming to you, then it's harder for you to defend. Yeah. So today, I thought it was baffling with his midfield selection of Barkley and it was our second midfielder, Barkley and Sal. Who was the second midfielder?
It was Barkley and James.
James, yeah. James did all right-ish. But, Barkley in that mid-centre midfield, no, I don't. It didn't work. And the ball was coming back to the defence a little bit too much for my liking. And again, I've never been one to criticise Tuchel because I've always been a supporter of Tuchel. But one thing that's causing me alarm of late is lack of substitutions on time, because I'd have made a substitution at the start of the second half. Okay, we did come back to 3-2, but when we went to 3-2 now, I could see it, and I'm not a manager. He should see that our defence are, they're an accident waiting to happen. So once we've gone 3-2 up, we've only got 3 minutes to go and 6 minutes of injury time. You bring on one of your experienced defenders, you bring on Rudiger or you bring on Silva for those last few minutes just to shore up the lead, just to cement the lead. We've got the win, top of the league. But by not doing that, again, another error, and that leads to their goal, So Max, it's just simple things like that.
You say James did all right in midfield, but what I don't understand is why play James in midfield
it took away from
when you can play him on. Yeah, I mean, have him on the right as a right wing back and bring in Loftus-Cheek, or bring Mount further down and bring on another attacker up front, like bring Callum up front. I'm playing Reece James in midfield kinda baffled me because either he's injured and he's not able to play, and therefore you're playing him. Therefore you don't play him, or you play him in his position. Why would you play him in midfield when you have midfielders, when you have players who can...
what it felt like to me? It felt like Tuchel didn't really take this game seriously. It felt like as an audition of different players, just in case we get injuries in the future. Can he perform in the central midfield role? Can Saul perform in the left wing-back role? This wasn't the game to experiment on whether players can play in this role or that role for me, because I thought, had we had the group sewn up, then I wouldn't have minded playing as this experimental lineup. Even if we'd lost, I'd said, okay, I could see what he's doing. But I think we needed to get the points. So I didn't think this was a time to experiment for players in different positions, to be honest. And for anyone who's calling for the likes of Rudiger to go, today you saw his value. I've always questioned Azpilicueta's leadership. He's been captain for a while, so it may be a silly question, but for me, he's not vocal enough when he's on the pitch. Yeah, because what you saw was a lack of defensive organisation in the back three a lot. Because especially their first half, they were carving us apart. They should have scored 3 or 4. If it wasn't for Kepa making 2 brilliant saves, we could have been 3-1 down at half time. So as I said, a shout out for Kepa as well. Kepa had a good game. Okay, that last one at the end was, he got a hand to it, but still, I'm not faulting him for that because I've got to say, and then the save he made in the second half as well. He made some big saves today. So I'm not gonna. I thought well played Kepa. Up until the third goal went in, he was actually my man of the match. So for us, but.
Yeah. Yeah, and even the third goal, it was a blinder. I mean, there was.
It was a hard shot. It was a hard shot.
Yeah. And he got fingertips to it, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to keep it out. Let me hear from Eric Blue. Eric Blue, give me your thoughts on the game, mate. Eric, Blue, can you hear us?
Yeah. Sorry, I had to leave for a few minutes. First of all, it would have been it's a good thing the players didn't lose because that was a match in Russia, and Roman was present, so it's a good thing the players didn't lose that match. Yeah, we don't have control over, we can't control games recently. We just keep conceding goals, and it's just a difficult it's difficult to watch when Jorginho and Kante aren't playing. We
Kovacic,
can't. Yeah, Kovacic. There's no control. There's no midfield control. You can't rely on just the defenders to do all the work. So it's a difficult one. And I refuse to accept this excuse about players thinking about contracts because Rudiger is in a very similar position. He's probably in a more difficult position than Christensen, but he's still playing well. He's still doing his job. So I'm not going to give Christensen the excuse of, he's thinking about contract negotiations. It's your job to go out on the pitch and perform. And he wasn't good enough. I can't be too harsh because I didn't expect much more defensively. Most of them haven't been together on the pitch. But I don't think we've ever seen, that lineup before. So it's difficult to criticize and expect too much. You can't expect them to play like our first team, first choice defense would play. But it was still unacceptable because we have to do better. We just have to. I never imagined I would concede 3 goals to Zenit. I really didn't. We managed to score 3. And if you score 3, you should win a game. It's bad enough. I mean, we shouldn't concede 3 goals to anybody, to be honest. Especially not Zenit. Even though Zenit, they're not
back to back, Eric. Back to back, Eric.
Back to back. That's even worse. Because you would expect that the team would say, we have to respond. We had a bad result, considered too many goals. We have to concentrate. We have to respond. We are scoring, fair enough, it's all right. But once again, the performances are not, and I said before that the performances are not that important. But the performances are just too bad because we get punished. We're conceding too many goals. And you said earlier about the formation. It's difficult for me to say we should change it now, but hopefully Tuchel makes the right decision. I'm not sure what the right decision is.
Yeah, Eric, regarding the formation, I mean, Tuchel doesn't play a 3 at the back system. Normally, he plays a 4 at the back system. But then when he's come to Chelsea, because of the issues we've had with the, conceding goals and whatnot, he wanted to steady the ship. He changed that formation to steady the ship, to stop goals going in. Well, now that's not working anymore. That's 2 games back to back. We conceded 6 goals. Therefore, having that formation still in place for me is a little bit, unwarranted because you can utilize an extra midfielder or an extra attacker by playing 4 at the back. It's not for me to decide, but it's just something that maybe should be looked at moving forward.
But the thing about the formation change, people kept saying it's because of going forward, right? We're not scoring enough goals, we're not creating enough chances, but we're scoring. That's the thing. We're conceding, but we're also scoring. So I don't know if I feel as if we change the formation, we will be even worse defensively. A lot worse. Okay. So I'm not willing to do that right now, but hopefully, the most important thing is our best players need to get back into the team. I think we're struggling to cope without, and the team doesn't seem to have the right balance without certain players in the midfield. So we'll have to wait and see.
All right. What does that mean? I think he's saying Tuchel always played 3-4-3. He changed it in PSG. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't. It's not his go-to formation. If we played it in the past, then he didn't play it in PSG. Now he's playing it here. It's not his go-to formation normally. I think he's not a Conte where he has that fixed in, as in that's what he prefers and that's what he knows how to do. Anyway, thank you for the super chat. Before I go to MDT, I want to say welcome to the stream to DJ Sav and Bobby. How you guys doing?
Evening, guys. How you guys doing? You all right?
Good. Yeah. Bobby, how are you?
Hey guys, good evening. I've got it for
Good
you
evening.
tonight. I've got it for you guys tonight, so it's all good.
Yeah, but I know what's coming as well.
Yeah. We're just kicking off. Literally, this is us warming up. We haven't even started, the stream yet. Before I go to MDT, 15 likes on the stream so far. Please increase that. Please, let's get to 50 likes as soon as possible. MDT, give me your assessment of the game.
How are you doing, DJ and Bobby?
Not great, mate. Not great at all.
I know. To be honest with you, Mo, for me, I look at it. I'm going to go through the negative first before I get to the positive. The negative aspect of this game is as soon as I saw Barkley and Reece in the midfield, I was wondering, why is he trying? Is he trying something new or whatever? Or maybe, I don't know. Because for me, I think Barkley and Mount should have switched position. Although, when they did switch position in the second half, it made a little bit of difference, but we were not penetrated like the first half. The first half, it was horrible. Barkley doesn't have positional discipline in that position. That's why I want him further up. But the manager chose to do that. And I didn't understand why he didn't change it in the first half. He waited until second half to change it. And that's the shocking thing. He sat there, he knew that he got it wrong. So just change it. You substitute Cho after 20 minutes. And also the other thing I found that Cho doesn't want to play wing back. And Cho doesn't want to play wing back. And Saul, I'm not going to complain about Saul because I've been saying this. Chelsea fans never watch him. They just go by newspaper and what newspapers are written about him, and they all follow it. So sometimes I don't understand why people just base their assessment of a player by reading it rather than watching the player. If you don't know anything about the player, just say, I don't know. But the way people were talking about Saul is like the second coming. And I said this from day one. It's not what people think he was. So I'm not going to have a go at Saul. Saul was what I was expecting. Because I would play Alonso over Saul any day in any position, apart from forward line. So with Marlon Sarr, I know it wasn't that good, but I would say, you know what, we don't have a choice. Rudiger cannot play every game. We don't have a whatever. With Christensen, the reason why I'm disappointed.
MDT, one point. Did you think Malang Sarr's performance was better or the same level as Christensen today?
Same level. That's the disappointing thing. Okay. Same level. Okay. So Christensen, the reason why I'm disappointed is because of he should have take ownership or leadership and call Reece to say, stand here. Because Aspi wasn't doing it. And that's the disappointing part of it because he's a senior player now. He's been here for a long time. He's part of the first team since contest season. He should be able to call Reece to say, stay in the middle, or Barkley say, don't move. You're leaving us open. Don't follow the ball. But he didn't do that. And that's the reason why he was penetrated. Because those through balls, there's nothing a defender could do. Because if they go through your midfield, you're vulnerable. That's what used to happen the Lampard time. Our defense looked terrible. It wasn't the defense, it was the midfield, because as soon as they break through, it's Jorginho alone on the midfield. He doesn't have leg to cover. So everybody looked bad. So that's why the midfield was a problem. The defense is its own problem. But if you check, even the last goal, the defense had the ball out. There was nobody from midfield to clear the ball, to take the second ball. So we can blame the defense, but Tuchel is responsible for the midfield. Because second half, Mount was in that midfield. It was only Reece James that was tracking. The first half, it was only Reece James that was tracking Barkley. So there's no way. Because the defense can clear the ball. If the ball come back, because there was nobody picking the second balls. So that's why I'm disappointed with Christensen not calling them back. And let me move to Aspi. As a senior player, when your leg is gone, what you do, you put people in position. That's what John Terry does. He never had a leg. He used to put people in position to cover so he doesn't have to run. You can put people in right position. Aspi didn't do that. He did not do that. He was out of position. So I couldn't believe it. As a senior player, the captain, when your leg is gone, that's natural at this age. What you do, you play like Thiago Silva does. You don't have to run. Ask Rudiger, say, just make sure you clear, you cover your plan. Speak to, that's what Thiago did. He left Rudiger does his thing, and he controlled Christensen or Chalobah. Aspi didn't do that. Aspi should have controlled Cho, or if Christensen wasn't doing well, Aspi should have been the one that say, you know what, because if Christensen didn't go and tell James and Tingy to come in midfield to wait, Aspi should have done that. But because the manager wasn't doing it. So Aspi knew whatever. And Cho played like today, he doesn't want to play wing back. So this is a proof that maybe he doesn't want to play that. He doesn't want to play that because today it was terrible. You guys know I'm a Cho fan. I saw him. He could attack, but he will return the ball back. When you play Lukaku and Werner, one thing you do, you don't play slow, you play fast. Because the line was high, Werner and Lukaku were always free. Cho would play the ball back to Aspi. But the reason why, as well, if you were listening, you could hear.
Sorry to interrupt you for a second. I think the point that Max also made about him experimenting. I mean, Callum would be frustrated that he's playing as a wing back when to his left he has the actual wing back playing in midfield, and in front of him he has a midfielder playing in the position that he should be playing in. Because Mason Mount should be, I mean, ideally it should have been span around. So Callum where Mount is, Mount where Reece James is, and James is where Callum was. That would have made more sense. But
I agree.
Tuchel was experimenting. I don't understand that. Go on.
I agree with that. So that's the thing. Yeah. I look at Callum, I'm like, I can't believe it. Just play the ball over the top. Lukaku and Werner will run through. Just play it over the top. He kept playing. But then, I watch it on Al Jazeera. You could hear Aspi telling them to slow the game down after 5 minutes, after we score. Aspi was the one telling them not to attack. He was always calling them back. And that was the reason why Zenit get back in the game. I couldn't believe it. Because you could hear Aspi telling them to slow the game down. Because we started very fast. As soon as we score, the captain was the one telling them to slow the game down. By slowing the game down, Zenit came into the game.
First 10 minutes, I thought we were going to put the game to bed. But then all of a sudden, we just slowed down. Like you said,
Yeah, Aspi told them to slow the game down. He was telling everybody, you could see, watch the game again. He was telling everybody to slow the game down. Maybe he's 33, he doesn't want a fast game. But that was suicidal. That's one of the biggest mistakes we made. Because the first 10 minutes, we create 2-3 chances. But when we slow the game down, Zenit came in. Because we have to play. When you play Lukaku and Werner, you have to play fast. If not, there's no need. Look, Liverpool play fast. You know why? It's Salah and Mane. If they slow the game down, the defense will set deep. So when you play Lukaku and Werner, you have to play. And then let me move into the midfield. Reece is a defender. He played midfield before, whatever. But that was in youth team and Wigan. That's a different level compared to Chelsea. He can fill there once in a while. But you cannot play him at midfield for a whole 90 minutes. When you have Ruben on the bench, I would rather you play Reece and Ruben, or even like the second half, bring in Rudiger and play Rudiger in midfield. Okay, like next to Reece and take Mount out, because the second half, after we equalize, as much as the third goal was a move.
Rudiger in defense and Christensen in midfield.
Yeah, that would have worked as well. So you have to, when you take the lead that late, just put a defender in there, somebody that can make the place a little bit, I don't want to use the word, like toilet, make it toiletry, just disrupt the whatever. Because the goal they score, it was from our clearance, and there was nobody from the midfield to pick the second ball. Kante does. We didn't have it. Cover does that. Even Ruben sometimes does that. Because you have to have the sense of where the ball is going to drop. Nobody was there. And I can't blame Kepa. Sorry, I missed Kepa. I can't blame Kepa for that goal. Yeah. That goal took a deflection.
The third one, yeah? The third goal.
Yeah, it took a deflection of Christensen. Yeah. Slight deflection. Yeah. Yes. Right, so I can't blame Kepa. Kepa did well.
I want to hear from DJ and then Bobby, and then we'll open the debate. DJ, your overall assessment, mate.
Literally everything MDT's just said and what you guys have been chatting just summed all up, really. Look, I, like you guys, I thought we took the lead. That would have been it. We were on top of them. We'll get another goal. Slowed the game down, bring them back into the game. it was just an experimental team today that was put out today. Playing out of position. I don't know what was going on today, to be honest with you. I sat there thinking to myself, you know what? I hope the second goal comes, and when it comes, that'll be great. But then when they equalised, I could just see him coming at us, and then we knew at some point they were going to come and take the lead. And lo and behold, that's what happened. It's a disappointment, really, mate. I mean, a lot of today, it just goes back, as you said earlier on, Mo. 6 goals now we've conceded in 2 games, mate. I mean, where have you known Chelsea to do that in a match? In any one match, 2 matches, 6 goals. I mean, it's so disheartening just watching that today. I'm not going to complain about the manager. I'm not going to complain about anything. I'm just going to say it's just a disappointment result. So I really wanted to win so we could top out.
Can I say this to you, DJ? And I don't want to be saying this, but I actually was thinking this when I was watching the game. I was watching the game and I'm thinking, this is not Tuchel's side. This is Lampard's side. That's how I was seeing it. I was like, these guys can't defend. They can't defend. All right now, and for me, I am 100%. I can't say I'm 100% sure, but I am, really, really confident in the fact that the contract situation with Christensen is what it is. His mind is elsewhere. And I'm sure Rudiger's the same thing.
Yeah,
their mind is elsewhere.
Agreed.
Their mind is not on the game, and that for me is a disappointment.
That plays a part, doesn't it? It plays a huge part of that, especially they're 2 of your Rudiger being, obviously being one of our seniors there, and you're knowing he wants to get out, and again the press don't help, do they? A lot of noise about Rudiger before an important match like this game, and look what happens. It just shows you, doesn't it? It just showed everything today about the whole match today. I don't know what else I can say about it. I'm just so gutted by the match. They're just disappointed, mate. Really am.
Yeah. Again, we scored 3. Attackers scored, wow. So there is positives to take.
To that.
But, also, from what I understand, and again I might be wrong here, but no serious injuries as of yet from this game, so that is also a bonus. So there is a couple of good things. Let me hear from Bobby. Bobby, welcome to the stream. Give me your thoughts, mate. Let it rip.
Hello, gentlemen. Who did we have on the bench today?
Yeah, Bobby.
Who did we have on the bench? Thiago.
Thiago. Yeah.
Who else?
Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah, send them all out on loan. All of them. All of them at the same time.
Ziyech, Havertz.
Ziyech, sell him.
Pulisic.
Sell him. Who else? Sell the lot of them.
This
is
Mendy.
What these guys wanted, isn't it? This is what was wanted. Game time game. Well, we've got it now. Chelsea Football Club are the only club I know that will win a major trophy, be on the cusp of domination, and decide to weaken. Why did we get rid of Zuma? For what reason? Look at Liverpool. Look at Man City. I'm watching Bayern now. That is what a squad is. Chelsea look at their squad and sell the best players in the squad, and then leave us with the dregs. And we wonder why the manager plays people out of position when he's in a position like this. We're talking about systems. You need the players to play the systems. We are exactly where we have created ourselves to be. We had, 3, 4 attackers, strikers? Now we have 2. It is ridiculous. Sancho on loan. Isn't that what we wanted a few months ago? Oh, he's on the bench. We're the only club that takes a player because he's been on the bench once or twice, sell him to Man United to go and sit on their bench vis-a-vis Juan Mata. That's Chelsea. So I've got nothing to complain about. All I just say is, well, this is what I expected this. The only thing I wanted for this game, because I know the kind of fixture pile-up we've got, I know we've got to keep an eye on Leeds, I just wanted us to go and park the bus. We're lucky we drew. I was expecting a big L today. So I don't expect anything else. Fortunately, let's hope our injuries come back. But until we learn to stop listening to press, to stop pushing the agenda, to stop asking for players to go when they don't particularly want to go. And we look at our board with some serious scrutiny as to some of the decisions we make. This will never change. And if we're not careful, we'll start retrogressing instead of progressing. That's all I really have to say tonight. I don't expect any better.
Spot on. You know what, Bobby? That, I mean, look at Tomori. Look at Tomori and what he did last night. He scored for AC Milan.
Perfect.
And he's
example.
doing fantastic over there.
Yeah.
I made a mistake that led to the win.
Why
celebrate?
Zuma, Bobby? Apparently, Zuma can't play the ball out of the back. You know, he can't play in a three-man defense.
Yeah, that's what our fans would say.
So what?
Exactly.
Look,
it saddens me. It's sad. The lack of vision saddens me. I mean, we can't just blame the fans. I hold the board to account. You see all this drama with the Rudiger contract and the Christensen contract, and some people want to be seen as negotiators and all that sort of BS. This is football. We're not in the stock market. This is not about you. It's about Chelsea Football Club. Get out of our vision and do the deal. I don't even want to see you. I want to see the players. You see what I'm saying? But now we've got actors coming up, posing for pictures in all over the place, trying to be the center of attention rather than do their jobs. I want to see you. I don't care about you. I care about Chelsea. Get these guys to sign their contract. What is this drama? There's no need for it.
True.
Can I say something here?
Yeah, go on, Max.
Okay, yeah, I do agree to some extent, because every time we've won the league, we haven't pressed on. But what Bobby you're saying there, you've got to realise as well about the economics of the football. Okay, right. Chelsea and MDT will tell you this as well, because our ground isn't big enough. Chelsea have to sell to buy. That is their model, and that is the model that they have to do to keep us going, to become being self-sufficient. We have to sell to buy. We still got the financial fair play to consider. It's not gone away.
Max, I disagree. I disagree.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a fact. It's a fact.
One second.
It's not about disagreeing. This is a fact.
The point I'm trying to make is this, Max. If we were buying with a little bit more sense, with a little bit more, what's the word here, financial wisdom,
Exactly.
okay, and buy for the right price, put them on the right contracts, address the situation properly. Because I'll give you an example. Why on earth are we paying 200,000 a week to Saúl Ñíguez? Why are we doing that? Why do we have Kepa? I mean, with all due respect to him, man, he did all right today. But why did we buy him for 72 million? And why we put him on a 7-year contract, paying him, a ton of money, and he's sitting on the bench. He'll play 10 games this season. Like that's what I'm talking about. I mean, yes, you're right. You're right in the fact that we have to keep this thing rolling. But if we make the right investments in the right time, we don't actually have to sell our players to keep afloat.
But did you hear what I said though? First, I said we've made some bad decisions, and I that's why I said I agree with Bobby to some.
Selective hearing,
we have
selective
made.
Hearing.
That's why I said we've made some bad decisions, and we have made some bad decisions. And you've mentioned two of them. That obviously with the Kepa situation, again, if we had stopped penny pinching with. Because what's his name wanted to go. Courtois was never going to go. Once again, we were playing hardball with him. Marina thought he's going to sign his contract, although he gave no indication at all. We had a deal in place for Addison, but then we dithered, and then Liverpool just came in, gave him what he wanted, and he went over to Liverpool. So we panicked into buying the Kepa on a 7-year contract. Okay?
Sorry, Max. Can you rewind? Yeah. What did we do with Alisson?
We did it. I said, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying we made some mistakes.
Where have we seen that before? This happens time and time again.
Exactly, but that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is, okay, I take your point on some of the bad decisions that we've made, but when you're talking about squad size, what you've got to realise as well is that we've got a one in, one out policy, and that's the way we remain self-sufficient. That's the way the club operates. If you need to know more, because I'm not a finance man, but if this guy's a Swiss Rambler, he's on Twitter, he explains every time we've got finance, he explains in detail the model in which we operate, and that is unfortunate. Until we get a bigger stadium and we've got enough money to become, no longer needing to do this policy. That's the way we need to do it. Otherwise, we'll be ending up. Long run, we'll be ending up in a situation like what Barcelona are in now.
Yeah, Max, what we're doing is one crap player in, one excellent player out. That's what we're doing. It's poor planning. I make a living based on risk assessments and based on vision, planning, root cause analysis. The root cause of Chelsea's situation right now is a weak squad.
But in the last couple of years, I'll agree with you for when we're getting in the likes of Drinkwater on deadline day for 40 million or whatever. But in the last 2 seasons, no one was complaining about our investments when we bought in Werner. No one's complaining about that. Obviously, now no one thought it was a bad investment at the time. I did. I was one of the only ones who said, I was one of them who said, look, in the Bundesliga, he's afforded a lot of space. When he comes into the Premier League, it's maybe different. But a lot of people were saying, we bought in Kai Havertz, and everyone was saying, yeah, excellent buy, however, which he probably will be in the end. And
I don't think either
Rudiger
of those are bad investments.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. In the last couple of years, we've made good investments. I could agree with your argument about 2 or 3 years ago, Bakayoko's and people like that were bad investments. But in the last couple of seasons, we've kind of started to address the balance. We've started to bring in what we deem to be good players. There's no player that we've brought in.
Lukaku and Saul Niguez.
But Lukaku is too early to say. That's a bit reactionary. To say about Lukaku. And I still think. I'm not judging Lukaku until the end of the season. Saul Niguez was the bad one. I don't know why we brought in Saul Niguez. And at the time, I was for it on a thing. But then, obviously, with his wages, it's quite high. Then But I'm not writing off Lukaku yet because even the likes of Ziyech. If you see the likes of Ziyech now, Ziyech is starting to. He's not quite there yet, but what you're seeing of Ziyech now, you're seeing an improvement in his game, and he's starting to improve. So that's what I'm seeing. Even today, Werner took his goal well. That goal he scored today took his goal well. Okay, one doesn't make a summer, or whatever the saying is. One squad doesn't make a summer. But
the second goal was a decent.
It was very good. It was a very good goal. It was very good. I like that. Yeah. But
it reminded me of him, the kind of goals he was scoring at Leipzig. A bit of pace, a bit of dribbling, a bit of close ball control. Max, I just want to talk to you for 1 second. You were talking about Saul Niguez and him coming into the club. You see, the thing is with Saul Niguez, we as fans. Okay, what we've seen from him, what we know about him, what we've read about him, because we're not Atletico Madrid fans, we're Chelsea fans. So our knowledge of Atletico Madrid and their players is limited. It's not to the same extent as a scout would be or a club would be. When we saw him being signed by Chelsea, we were keen because of what we knew. However, Chelsea, a club with scouts, a club with with players or people in the know, should have known what Saul Niguez is all about. For me, that's a howler for our club. Us as fans, being excited about him coming in, we can make that mistake because we don't have that information. But the club has that information, and that for me is unacceptable.
You know what? Great point. You need to
big up Boogie and big up Couch.
Big up, guys. You know what? That's a good
up, guys. Big up to you both.
What would solve a lot of our issues is getting rid of that Scott. Is it Scott McLaughlin or whatever his name is? He is awful. He is terrible, and he's what's holding the club back. Apparently, he was scouting Saul for 2 years, and if he didn't see that this guy isn't fit enough, he's the same guy who said, we wanted Tchouaméni. He said, let's wait for another season for Tchouaméni because he's not quite ready. He's tearing up trees in the. I saw some highlights reel of his game over the weekend. This guy if we got him in when we should have got him in this season, then a lot of our problems in midfield wouldn't be there today. If we got him instead of Saul, then that would have been a much better investment. So that guy, that's chief scout, needs to go because he's not doing his job. I always said it. We're very good at getting young players. Sort from the academy, we're excellent at that. But what we're not good at is getting those players who are sort of, finding the next best thing, sort of thing. Like Tchouaméni can be that person, but just getting that player who can be the next big thing. We've been rubbish at it as a club.
Can I quickly jump in? I got to get back to rehearsal. Sorry, guys.
One second, Coach.
I just have to come in.
Max, can you take over just for 5 minutes? I got to do something really quick.
Okay.
Let Couch come in and then Boogeyman, and then I'll be right
okay.
back.
All right then.
Cheers,
Couch.
Yeah, sorry guys, man. I'm in rehearsal right now. I really shouldn't be here, but I just had to jump in because I was listening for a bit. And a lot of what I'm hearing is the consternation for the squad and the fact that we didn't plan well. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I think that we have a lot of injuries right now. That's really what it comes down to. And we have a full squad. Saul Niguez is obviously a bit of a blunder, but you're talking about bringing in Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni is going to cost $40 million. If he's going to be our fourth choice midfielder, wouldn't he be better served if we bring him in next summer as opposed to or fifth choice midfielder if you look at it? Wouldn't he be better served to just to play football at Monaco than bringing him in when we know he can play for us?
Coach, I don't care.
Saul Niguez wasn't even supposed to be considered.
Yeah, let him come in.
Sorry, go ahead.
Let him come in first. And then the cream always rises to the top. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm with you on that, Bobby.
Game time brigade.
I'm with you on that, Bobby.
Okay.
You say that, but all players have the different aspirations for the club. You're saying that Zuma should have been kept. Zuma wants to play.
The club.
Zuma doesn't want to be fourth choice center back.
They are contracted to the club. I'd like to sit at work and
right. So you want to have an unhappy Zuma. You would rather have an unhappy Zuma than allow him to go and get some transfer money in.
Zuma
and bring
wasn't
somebody
unhappy.
else in that actually wants to be
unhappy.
here. Squad players get rotated all the time.
Coach.
Squad players get rotated all the time in the squad. You don't always keep the same guys on the bench for 3 years and expect them to be happy, especially a guy at the level of Zuma. The guy can be playing for France in the World Cup next year. He's going to be sitting on the bench behind Rudiger, behind Thiago Silva, behind Azpilicueta, behind Christensen, and he's supposed to be happy with that. I think that what we're doing is we're being a little bit short-sighted for the demands of the player versus the demands of the club versus the demands of the fans. And that's what I'm lost in this right now.
Those are fans' demands. Zuma never had.
What do you mean those are fans?
Zuma would be playing right now.
Actually,
you don't think that Zuma wanted to play football?
Yeah, he would be playing football.
So Zuma wanted to sit on the bench. Okay.
Couch.
I don't know what else to say to you guys, man. If you actually think that somebody that has high aspirations for football, let me just finish. You don't think that Zuma, a guy that has high aspirations for his football, wants to go out and play football? He would rather sit on Chelsea's bench and wait for game 54 before he's ready to play. You guys actually think a professional football wants to do that?
Play more games.
Okay.
Zuma is not going to play more games for West Ham now than he would have at Chelsea.
Are you kidding me? He plays every game for West Ham. He plays every game for West Ham.
He's injured at the moment, that's why, but he does play every game.
Yeah, right.
He does play every game. He's injured. That's where he is. He's injured.
Can I come in, please?
Boogie, go.
Yeah, but this whole thing about Zuma, I think Couch is just missing everything. The problem is this. We wanted to go after Koundé. And to fund Koundé transferred, we put Zuma. We take the offer from West Ham because West Ham was a little interested in Zuma. Zuma has never asked to leave. Even right now, if Chelsea wanted to keep Zuma, no way that West Ham will take Zuma away. It's because we keep criticizing Zuma, say he is limited. Then we wanted to bring Koundé to replace Zuma. Problem was a management problem. We didn't secure Koundé, but we let Zuma go first. And there were complications with Koundé. That's why we were so happy that Chalobah covered that hole for us. Chalobah is now injured. So anything that a coach is saying about Zuma, Zuma have been played with Tuchel, there's no that thing about Zuma sitting on the bench. Zuma most of the time we have
Zuma never sat on the bench for Tuchel last year. Are we kidding?
Zuma came
we
in
kidding
most.
ourselves?
Zuma play. Can you let me finish? You scream at me to let you finish. Can you let me finish, please?
Go ahead.
Good, thanks. So Zuma played against Atletico Madrid. Zuma played a Ponte's game for us last season, where the entire defense was fit. It's just rotation. The way Zuma played for us last season earned him France national team. He played for it. So whatever anybody can say today, Zuma was not fighting for starting place, 11 or anything. We wanted to fund Koundé transfer. That's why we sell Zuma. Even Tuchel at one time said something about it. The plan didn't work well. We let Zuma go because we were waiting for some other defender to come in, and it didn't happen. But as a Chelsea, we don't complain. If you remember one press conference of Tuchel, that's exactly what he said. That's what when it comes to Zuma. When it comes to the game today, listen, I think MDT has said a lot. There were sequences where at least when we were winning 3-2, I would have loved Tuchel to just do some change, give 10 minutes to Rudiger, or bring Loftus-Cheek in just to pack the defense. Because I think one point Bobby was saying, even him coming to this game, he just wants us to pack the bus. And if we nick one goal, we just pack the bus, sit till the end, stick the game out. But when we were winning 3-2 today, I was just waiting for Tuchel to just close everything. Bring Reece James to his normal position, bring Loftus-Cheek in, take Malang Sarr out, bring Rudiger in, just because we have 5 subs, right, in Champions League, if I remember. So why he didn't do that? But again, we didn't have the team also. We should have closed this game way back. Lukaku, I'm not sure. Like, he didn't really do much, but he scored a goal. So hopefully that's the start of the new Lukaku. He scored a goal. Hopefully he built his confidence from today. Timo Werner, he scored 2 goals, right? But he wasn't really involved in the game that much.
He scored 2. He assisted 1, and he made a couple of errors. He made a couple of big errors.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Errors in judgment. Errors in judgment.
No. Even his control sometimes was not perfect. Mo.
Yeah, but if you score 2, I don't care about it. If he scores 2 and
he scored 2 and assists 1.
Okay, look, I'll let that go. I'll let that go. Anyways,
leave the attack back.
Okay,
Boogie, 1 second. A super chat from Gabriel. Gabriel, thank you. Big up to you. Gabriel saying he still wants Thomas Tuchel to have time to build the team. Thomas Tuchel made 1 signing and had less than a year at the club. Let's hope he has more influence, as there is a theme of incompetence. Okay,
I
now
agree.
the issue is this. Gabriel, no one here is calling for Tuchel's head. No one here is saying Tuchel needs to go. What we are saying is Tuchel is making mistakes. Some of these mistakes are in his selection, some of these in his prioritizing. I mean, one thing Tuchel always said, and for me, I find this a little bit. I mean, at the time, I found it a little bit inaccurate because I don't think he was right in saying it. And today, we see that he's not doing that. And he said, I always look at the game in front of me. I never look too far ahead or too far behind. I always look at the game that's ahead of me. And that was Zenit. But he wasn't looking at Zenit today. He was looking at Leeds. Now, to a certain degree, taking a game at a time is not correct.
Money's
1
out.
second, Max.
Money's out.
But Mo.
What? Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
that's coming in and out. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Sorry, it's internet issues. The point I'm trying to make is this: Tuchel needs to start addressing some of these situations, some of these issues. Now, there are things that are outside of his grasp, and there are things that are within his grasp. I mean, I think the whole Zuma Koundé situation is him requesting a defender that is more versatile, and that was Koundé. And the club decided to sell Zuma before bringing in Koundé. I don't think it was up to him to do it in that way. I think it was more of this. You want Koundé? You want to play like Koundé? All right, we'll get you a Koundé, but we're gonna have to get rid of a Zuma. And that was the way that the club decided to do it. I think we need to give the coach a little bit more leeway when it comes to these things. Go on, Max.
Yeah, Mo. Yeah, two things. First of all, I'd like to just address something for Bobby and Spoogerman. Listen, okay, Zuma went, okay, but we've got Chalobah, okay. Chalobah has replaced Zuma, and no one's crying about Zuma
We
going.
were lucky. We were
after
lucky,
the
Max.
Yeah, but if Chalobah wouldn't have stayed, if Zuma was here, he would have gone out on loan. So it's not about luck. So we still got our complement of defenders.
We were lucky that Chalobah turned out to be a player of the caliber that he is.
No, I knew if MDT would tell you, we weren't lucky because we knew that we knew that he was good.
Yeah. Tuchel had to put trust in him.
Chalobah has always been a good player. But he did, and then yeah. Sorry, what are you saying, DJ? I'll let you.
No, I was just going to say what you were going to say, Max. He has. To be fair to what Max is saying, Chalobah's always been a good player, mate. I've seen him as well through the.
I agree,
and he's worked.
I agree, but him being a good player doesn't mean that he's going to start for the first team. So he had to bring confidence to Tuchel.
Yeah, but then Tuchel did have confidence in him. But what I'm saying is, right? Supposing that Chalobah went on loan, and then we had Zuma. And then Zuma had a situation like what's happened at West Ham, and he's gone out for a few months. We'll still be in the same position. What Couch was saying was correct. We've got a lot of injuries, and that's what's we've got 6 injuries. That's an injury crisis we've got at the moment. So it's hard, and we had a lot of players on the bench today, and we had those players who were on the bench. If they had started, I still think we'd have had enough to have beaten Zenit today. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I want to address on the thing, because Mo, you and Eric did say that you didn't mind coming second because you had Leeds in mind as well. But you had Leeds in mind as well because you said you were thinking of the Leeds game. So that's what Tuchel was doing. Tuchel was doing the same thing. He was thinking of the Leeds game. But I don't think we should have been thinking of the Leeds game. We should have got this game sewn up, and then we deal with the Leeds game later. When we're thinking of a game in advance, that's a dangerous thing to do.
The result for me is this. When it comes to the draw, it's a lottery. I know you can finish first and get a tough team. You can finish second and get a tough team, or vice versa. And I know what you said yesterday about had we have finished first because of the English clubs, it would have been less likely that we'd have got a tough team finishing first. I understand that, but the issue for me is this: I want us to be in the running this month. We have a lot of fixtures this month, so for me to play on a cold night in St. Petersburg and lose one, not one or two, one of my core players now will be a disaster for this month because of the injuries that we already have. I don't want to be in a position where I'm going to be sacrificing any more of my tier 1 players. And for Tuchel to have played this lineup, this system, I'm not happy with the with the fact that we conceded 3 goals, but I'm happy with the result. I'm happy with the fact that Timo Werner played the way he played. I'm happy Lukaku got on the score sheet. There are a lot of positives. Had we kept it 3-2 at the end, I would be even happier. I'd be over the moon. But that wasn't the case. But I am looking at the positives from this game. We're going to be playing Leeds without any more injuries because this could have been a proper banana skin. And I'm happy that we haven't had any injuries. And when I say banana skin, I mean in the context of injuries.
But you know what, as well, that's dangerous to look at it in this way because football is all about momentum and confidence. Okay, we haven't won now. We've lost this game. We drew this game. We lost the other game. So as the season goes on, when you have a couple of bad results, then the players are going to doubt themselves. We've seen it all before with Chelsea. We've seen good starts. Conte in his second season, we had a great start, and we started to go wrong. These players have proved they have got the mentality when the chips are down. And they did it under him. They did it under Lampard. Remember that we were going well under Lampard in that second season. We had a great start. Then it started with that poor result at Wolves or something, and then we had a serious run of results. So I'd like to see us, get back into winning ways as soon as possible. If we had won today, that'd have been a good start for the Christmas period ahead.
Sure. I want to hear from the rest of the boys. Go on, Boogie.
MDT, you guys have something? You can go, man.
Yeah, I just want to state, although I'm very disappointed with the result and the performance, but one thing today I was really, really happy about, and I've been talking about, is Timo Werner and Lukaku playing together. That was a positive. They need to work on a few more things, but they look like it's okay, that they're going to be okay. But the worried about it, the next part of it is they need to work on looking for each other earlier, because both of them like to run behind. So that's the positive thing, because today Mount put Lukaku in once and he tried to find Werner. That's a good sign. And the other one, Lukaku tried to look for Mount. It's a good sign. Although Werner tried to look for them, but Werner, the things they need to work on. For me, the positive thing is the strikers today. They don't look like they need a lot of more work like the other part, like the defending. The past two games, the defending need to whatever. That's the positive part today of this game. It's just them two, because they need to work in it. I believe they're working on 20% of their capability. Those two, I believe that they are working on 20% of their capability. If they can unlock the other, even it doesn't even have to be 100%. If they can unlock it up to 70%, 80% between them, that's a good sign. And also, I would like to see Lukaku and Kai play more, because I believe they will suit each other as well. So for me, the forward line look like we might be solving problem there, but it's too early. We'll wait and see. And for me, that's the positive part, and also the injury, not giving them game time. But I was disappointed with Tuchel not taking Werner up early. You saw my text. He was tired. He was he couldn't run. He couldn't control the ball. He couldn't pass. He couldn't do anything. Before he scored that goal, the third goal, he wasn't moving. When somebody gets to that stage, take him out, or else he's gonna get injured. So that was the other part I'm thinking, he need to get out. But other than that, and the final part is, Pulisic cannot play wing back as well. So Tuchel need to just figure out something else, because each time they cross field, they cross the ball either side, our wing backs were out of play. So, when you look at it, I was disappointed, very mad, very angry when I was watching it, but now I'm rationalizing everything. I'm looking at things that could have gone even worse. Okay, and the squad is thin, but the injuries. To be honest with you, if Liverpool have 8 players out and play like 8 games through that, let's see what happens. If Manchester City have 8 starters out, play 8 or 9 games like we have been. People forgot this. Lukaku and Werner have been out for nearly 2 months. 2 months. It's not 1 week. It's not 2 weeks. So people are mistaken with our form. The thing is, this squad have even tried to keep us in this position with the amount of injury we've had so far. So I want to be hard on them, but then I will look at it and say, you know what, they've done what they could with a very thin players. And the players that were keeping us afloat, they're tired. They're human. Some of them are playing with knock. I've said a few weeks ago, Ruben was playing with knock, but Boogeyman was counting how many ball he is losing, rather than thinking that this player is playing with knock. You see, today he didn't play because we need him for leads. So these are the things. Sometimes we don't know what's going on as fans. We harsh and we judgmental. We think everything has to be. We live in a microwave society. Now, even people who are 60 years old, they act like everything has to be ready immediately. They say things need to go slowly. Everybody live in a microwave society. It's like people don't live anymore in anything, to realizing that, you will get things wrong, no matter who you are. Whether you're in the mosque, you're in the church, you're in the synagogue, you get it wrong. But the thing is, make sure that you try to make amend, rectify it. But people are just thinking that everything has to be, you throw the magic stick, everything is fixed. It doesn't work like that. I was mad, but now rationalizing it, it doesn't matter who we got. Let's have our first 11 fit. It doesn't matter who we got next round. If it's Bayern, it's Bayern. If it's PSG is PSG. If whoever it is, let's go. Come on. You know, I don't get this. Last year we had the hardest run.
You know, guys.
Love the passion, man. Love the
We had the
passion.
hardest
I
run.
love
You know?
it. I love it.
Honestly,
Listen,
mate.
guys in the chat, hold on, guys in the chat. There's a lot of people in the chat asking for the link. I am actually going to post the link for you, but I'll only bring you on one at a time. Give me your thoughts, and then I will rotate you guys with whoever is next in the queue. So the link is there. We are taking calls, so click on that link and jump right in. Take it away, lads.
You know, guys, I never expected anything out of this game. In fact, I was preparing for the worst. And the fact that we even managed to draw, well, for all it's worth, at least it's something. The second round, being second in the group, I'm not sure it really matters that much. Even, you know, football's a funny thing. You know, I've learned not to count out. I prefer it when we have teams that we are not meant to beat. I think it brings out the best of us if we have a fit squad. The positive from today is that we don't have any further injuries. Of course, we had to think of the next game. You have to, with the injuries we have and the teams we are about to play. We needed to prioritize where we need points. This game, we didn't really need to win it. It would have been good to win it, but we didn't really need to win it. Leeds, we really need to win. Everton, we really need to win. And so we need as many fit players as possible. It was a game too much for Thiago, and it was certainly a game too much for Rudiger. They had to rest. I'm glad they did. I'm glad Ruben got a rest as well. And if the squad had been able to do its job, the likes of Ziyech, Pulisic, and Havertz may not have been, maybe at least two of them, but they may not have had to play so many minutes. The fact that Werner is scoring is a good thing. I've never been against Werner. I think Werner will come good. I've always thought that. Havertz is a young player. He's going to get better. Pulisic, if he stays fit, he will get better. I'm not fussed about the first team quality players we have. My gripe is the squad and letting go players prematurely. This idea that they will be unhappy on the bench. Nobody asks these questions in other clubs. Nobody even talks about Donny van der Beek. Nobody talked about Mata when he left Chelsea to go and sit on the bench for United. That's what annoys me. You look at City, the players they have coming off the bench. That's what annoys me too. Every top team has to have that reserve. And yes, it is a testimony indeed to the coach and a bit of a testimony to the players we do have that we've managed to keep our head above water, having lost 6+ players to injury. But it's not ideal and it's not sustainable. That's what I'm concerned about. But for today, okay.
All right, cheers, Bobby. Cheers, Bobby. I have Tobago in the chat in the panel. Before I go to Tobago, guys, we've only got 36 likes. 36 likes. We've been streaming for over an hour. Do us a favor and hit that like button. Tobago, welcome to the stream. Give me your thoughts, mate.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Hello,
Hey,
Tobago.
I'm good.
How are you?
Do you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, mate. Loud and clear. Tobago, can you hear us?
I'm good. I'm good. Actually, first of all, I'm not. Yes.
Continue.
Wait.
Do you hear me now?
We hear you.
Yes.
Continue, Tobago.
Okay. First of all, I'm not happy about the result, but it's fine. Also, what I'm mad about, some players got a chance to play today to impress Tuchel. They did nothing. I mean, for example, Christensen, I thought he was better. Today, he lacked concentrations during those goals. They scored us, and then I don't know. Maybe it's about the contract or what, but no. So also Ross Barkley, I was fighting for him to play, but today it disappointed me too because he gave away a position and then they scored the second goal. So, but anyway, it's football. We move on. So let's hope Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic will be fit soon so that you don't have the same problems
All right, Tobago. Thank you very
for
much.
letting Billy Gilmore go. No, that was a mistake
All right,
because we needed Billy
Tobago.
Gilmore
There's a delay.
for this kind of
There's a
games.
There's a delay, Tobago, and I'm hearing some feedback on your end. Thank you for your opinion, much appreciated. Thanks for joining the panel. I have another person in the back. Atuya. Hello, welcome to the stream. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Hope I'm audible.
Hi. Yeah, we can hear
Hello,
you.
Atuya. We can hear you.
Hey, to you.
I'm here just to relieve the kind of pain I have in myself. It's been way too long now. It's like a written script. I think we as Chelsea fans we have seen this. Chelsea rises, and then when the drop comes, it's like a written script. We have seen these things happen at Chelsea around this time. So I'm really worried. I hope it doesn't go as it has always gone. I think commenting on today's game, today it was a purely on motivational issue. I don't think it was down to injuries. That team that played should have won against Zenit with a clean sheet. We went ahead 3-2. That team should have won that game easily. Look at the team that beat AC Milan yesterday. Look at the Liverpool squad that won that game. Imagine the team which played today against AC Milan. I think they could have lost terribly. So I don't really want to blame on injuries. On injuries. Today it was a loss. I don't count it as a draw because look, we have three defenders who are well experienced. Malangsa maybe is not at the peak of his career or what, but we have Christensen, a player who won the Champions League. We had César at right centre back, a captain of over 10 years, and they were conceding primary schoolboy goals against Zenit. It's not an issue of the injuries that we had. And I think there are big question marks over Christensen's defensive capabilities. He's a good player on the ball, and he can be very good when he has Thiago Silva alongside him. But on his own, we have seen him crumble so many times before. I don't know what I can't tell really what was happening today. The players never looked like they wanted to win the game. We were lazy. They were running all over. Leslie, I'm tired. I hope it doesn't go like uh, the way Chelsea history has been. Remember, Jose, we won the league. The next year, things go bad. We had Ancelotti. The next year, things go bad. I think, is it a philosophy issue? Do we need a long-term coach investing in him like Klopp and Pep City have done in Liverpool, so that we have continuity? Because I'm really fearing. I've started seeing Tuchel look isolated like I used to see Ancelotti. I don't know. I hope it doesn't get into players. There's the speaker who spoke before we came in. I cannot see the names. He's always very positive. I can't remember his name. He's very positive. He doesn't want to accept that we are in a problem. We have to accept it. We are I personally am in panic mode because we have seen this happen before. It might happen again.
Okay.
Can I just say something?
Max,
All
I want to get through all these guys.
Oh, right, okay, I'll address it
then
afterwards.
okay.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
Atria, thank you very much. Much appreciated. This is the first time I've had you on my panel, so thank you for coming on, and I hope to see you in the future. Take care, brother.
You should come more often, Atria.
Atria, big up
thank
to
you.
you. All right, LBB91 reformed. Big up
Yo.
to you. You got a nice setup, so I'm a little bit worried here.
I'm a YouTuber as well. That's why I'm a YouTuber as well. Don't worry.
Brilliant. Big up to you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then tell us your point of view.
Yeah, so I'm actually a relationship YouTuber. So I'm a Chelsea fan first and foremost, but obviously I'm a relationship YouTuber. Been doing it for full time for the last year or so. So I'm watching you guys, and I'm very much impressed. We also host panels for Relationship Talks, so it's good to see the Mandem talking about Chelsea as a football team, and having some really positive and constructive conversations as well. So blessings to you as well.
Big up to you.
Yeah, hit me up for your relationship channel, man.
I got you. Don't worry, man. It won't be heartbreak like Chelsea. Don't worry.
Big up to you, mate.
Stick
Give me another
the link
thing
in
to talk
the
about.
private chat, and then we'll talk about it.
I appreciate Cap.
Let's hear it.
I just wanted to say,
Yeah, go ahead.
I watched the last 3 or 4 games. I actually went to the Leicester game and watched it live. Something that I noticed about the Chelsea dynamic, obviously we lost Ben Chilwell for left back position. He's quite a dynamic kind of player, right? So he makes similar runs to Alonso, but the difference being that with Chilwell is the recovery. Right, so you lose that aspect of recovery. It means the transition from attack to defense loses an aspect of its energy. Right, so we lost that with Alonso. Now in our right back position too, we normally have Reece James on that right back position, or maybe even Appy, who's a bit more defensive minded. In this game, we had Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, one thing I would say about Callum Hudson-Odoi is great going forward. Defensive mindedness in terms of taking up a defensive position, not so great. Right now, that on its own won't cause a team to suffer, right? But if the team itself is not balanced in a defensive manner, so you've got Ross Barkley, you've got Mount, you've got Reece James, you've got playing in that kind of midfield area, without there being a balance in terms of defensive mindedness, then the people who are not so great defensively in the wing back position are also going to suffer, because it takes a whole unit of a team to play together. My point about Christensen, I actually like Christensen. I just don't think he's Chelsea material. And I know it sounds mad. He's great on the ball, but again, he's not a leader, right? So whenever you put Christensen with other players, their level comes down. Not because he's not good, he's just not a defensive leader, right? So you got Thiago Silva does an amazing job. Whoever he plays with rises to his standard. Whenever we play Christensen and play him there, I've started to notice mistakes come in. He gets covered a lot. When he makes mistakes, when he has other great players with him. When you are now that meant to be that great rock in that defense, he's not it. It's not that he's not good. I just don't think he's Chelsea good. I think he can play for West Ham. I think he can play for West Ham. I think he'll play for one of the middle teams really, really well. I just don't think he's Chelsea quality at this moment. And I'm saying that in the sense of Chelsea requires a whole unit of players to play together in cohesion. In this Zenit game, we got exposed, not just because we made mistakes, but the team wasn't cohesive. The West Ham game, I actually watched it as well. Problem there was individual mistakes, but people were tired. Rudiger was not as aggressive. I've seen Rudiger play, yeah, and usually he's aggressive. If you saw him Leicester game, super aggressive. West Ham, he was running forward, but when he's coming back, the aggression wasn't there. And I said, this guy's tired. Thiago Silva covered him a lot, which left that second goal they scored, the Bowen goal, right? If you watch the way he actually even attempts to tackle the player, it's like, I want to tackle, but I don't want to tackle. He's knackered. So Tuchel had to kind of change it around a little bit to try and keep the players fresh. And in doing so, what happens is you're relying and asking players to step up. And unfortunately, these players didn't step up as a team. And I think that's what we're seeing with Zenit St. Petersburg game. If you're asking players who are by the side, who are bench players, to come up and step up in the game, you're asking them to almost perform at a level that the first teamers who are normally playing do, and it's very difficult to do. And then my last point is that pivot role. We have Loftus-Cheek sometimes playing it. But you've got a pivot, and you also got the quarterback role. Jorginho is in a world of his own, is in a world league of his own, right? So when he plays passes and he sees vision, we actually haven't got another player who does that. There isn't another player, right? He's the only player that does that. Perhaps maybe Gilmore could have done that, but he's on loan, right? Then you have your player that moves the ball. Your Kante normally does that, but he's injured. That's fair enough. We've got Loftus who can do that, but he's now tired. And we usually have Kovačić. Now, Kovačić is so important. The amount of times that that player receives the ball and takes pressure off the defense and having to kick the ball long, we didn't have it. Ross Barkley's great, but he's not that kind of player. He's not good enough. Kovačić is world class. Given the ball in a tight space, he'll dribble two man, take it forward, and pass the ball and move it forward. You didn't have that. And since we're so used to playing that way, asking players to play that same system when they're not as good, you get exposed. So I don't know. It's not just a Tuchel issue. I think it's a player personnel issue as well. We're gonna look at maybe having a plan B and kind of maybe slightly shifting. And I believe Tuchel can do that. He's a tactician, and I think he will be able to do that. But let's not like burn the bridge down. Like you guys, like it's going to happen. The guy's been amazing for the past first year or so. There's gonna be a roadblock eventually. So he's got to find a way now getting past it. That's what leaders do.
All right, sweet. LB, I'm going to ask you to stay on if you can. If you've got time to stay on for the rest of the stream, I'd like to
Max, you never applaud me. What's going on, Max?
But he's
talking facts, man. He's talking facts.
Because you're very negative. You want to throw the baby with the bathwater out.
This guy made it's spot on with his point.
I took offense. I took offense to that shit, man.
Seriously, Boogie.
Big up. All right, listen. What shall I call you, LB? Shall we call you LB? Do you want to go by a different name? How should we refer to you?
Super villain.
Oh, just LBB.
Oh, super villain.
LBB.
Yeah.
LBB. All right. I want to hear from Jem and from Alex, and then we'll go back to opening the discussion to everyone. GNA TV.
Remember Boogie, I was first after that.
Yeah. Jem, let me hear your thoughts, mate. Big up to you. Welcome to the stream.
What's happening, everyone? How are we doing? All good?
Big up,
good,
Jim. How you doing, bro?
Big up.
Yeah. What load of depression that was, eh? I felt like watching.
Oh, mate.
I don't know what I was watching now. To be honest, look.
Listen. Timo Werner scores 2. Lukaku scores 1. You know,
I'm not going to say much.
You're
about
watching
Timo
Chelsea
Werner.
in the 1980s. That's what you're
The
watching.
amount of scapegoating that Timo Werner gets, after today's performance, it's nice to actually see people bigging him up a bit. That's what it's about. But Joe, we can sit here easily and talk about, we miss Kovačić, we miss Kante, we miss Rudiger. We know that. We know that they're our first team. My biggest thing was, have we got the depth? Have we got the quality in players that can come in and cover them? And a lot of the times I try and reserve my judgment on these players that are coming in and try and give them the opportunity just to show us what they're about. And they didn't. And again, they just let us down. And when I think about, Kepa, for example, I thought he had a really good game, to be honest. He kept us in the game. It could have been 4-5-1 if he didn't make the saves he did.
True.
But I do think on that last goal, I think Mendy would have saved that. But that's my opinion. I think Mendy would have maybe got a hand to that. But, the worrying thing for me is that, we're 3-2 up in the 90th minute. A normal Tuchel Chelsea would have just held that out and would have won that game. We just looked on the ropes. We looked so disjointed. We just looked like we were going to concede. It looked like it was coming. I never felt comfortable even when we did get, when we did go up in front. And yeah, you can blame the defence. And don't get me wrong, I agree. When it comes to Christensen, you guys know my feelings on Christensen. I've always said that the biggest issue I have with certain individuals like Christensen's and the Jorginhos and certain individuals is can they adapt? Can they be consistent in their performances? They haven't shown us that in their full career. Under Tuchel, they've been very good, but it's about consistency. And I think Christensen's slowly been found out a little bit. And I agree, he's not a leader. When people say, Christensen is someone that can, he's still very young. When Thiago Silva leaves, he'll play in the middle and it will be exactly the same. It won't. I always stress that in this system, the most three important people to make this system work are Thiago Silva, just because of the leadership qualities that he brings at the back, and our wing backs. And I don't think we really understand how much we miss Ben Chilwell since he's been gone out of this team, because that left side is so bad at the moment. I don't really think Tuchel has an answer to it based on what we currently have. And we know Alonso can perform to a certain level, But my issue is, like you already know, is that Alonso's level is just not Chilwell. And it's just not good enough for Chelsea in that position, especially in this system and the way we play it. But in terms of today's game, the midfield was non-existent. Ross Barkley, I keep saying, I don't think he's good enough for Chelsea. I'm going to be honest. I just do not think he's a Chelsea player. And, I feel a little bit sorry for him because I don't think he's a 6 as well. Being a 6 involves having legs and being everywhere across the pitch. And I don't think he's that type of player to get forward, get backwards, get stuck in, win balls. I think the second goal came off of him because he lost the ball in the midfield, which then they played behind Christensen and got their second goal. And that's not good enough, And, even Reece James, as much as I love him, he's again, he's not a DM. I know he played for Wigan and he done quite well doing it over there to a degree, but for me, Reece James' best position is where he's been playing very well all the time. And I know we've been very limited because of the personnel, but I do think still that we could have played a stronger team that we put out. I think Tuchel took the risk because he wanted to give these guys an opportunity to try and show him and us, that they can be accounted for. And I think it kind of slightly backfired today. When you look at the bench, there's certain individuals that could have started, and I think we would have been a lot more comfortable in our transitions and our control of the game than what we was throughout that game. Even Callum Hudson-Odoi, we know he's not a wing back, but we had to play him there because we didn't have any options, and he had a stinker. He just we got nothing from him, and I don't blame him, to be honest. It's just that we know he can't play there. And look, I just hope that going into the next game that we do get certain individuals back. I hope Mateo Kovačić, I know he's got COVID, but Tuchel said a couple of days, hopefully he'll be back in. But it's very important that we try and quickly respond, because conceding 6 goals in 2 games, which is what we've done, I can't remember the last time we did that under Tuchel. I don't think we do.
That's more all season, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's
exactly. That for me just rings slight alarm bells. It's not for something for us to go, be panicky and worried about. The only thing I would say is that the one thing I think we can all understand and agree on is that even though we might have squad depth, and squad depth is important, it's the level of quality of the squad depth you've got coming in when you have injuries like you have now. And that's why the system is suffering, because we just haven't, the quality is just not there. And maybe we do need to look at bringing certain individuals in to strengthen that going into maybe the summer, not so January, because I don't think we'll buy that many sort of profile players, but higher profile players. But it's definitely something that Tuchel can now say, look, the quality is just not there. We need to improve in the summer and make sure that we're stronger in certain positions like wing backs, because I think we need to cover not only the left side but the right side. We need to have decent competition in them positions, and even in maybe in midfield. I stress about Billy Gilmour because it's annoying, because I actually think he would have been useful today. He would have came in the last game or 2 easily for me in the way that he plays. We wouldn't be having this issue of having to play players out of position because we've got so many injuries. And I guess it is what it is, isn't it? And I just hope that we bounce back, that's all.
Cheers, Jim. Appreciate that. Good points. Let me hear from Alex. Alex, welcome to the stream. Give me your thoughts, mate.
How you doing, guys?
Doing good, Alex.
Yeah, Alex. Hey, good, Alex.
So,
Very good, Alex. How are you?
MDT, always a pleasure, man. New guy, LBB. Good to meet you. I knew Zenit. For some reason, we always underestimate the teams that we don't know about. And I've got to give them credit. They played pretty well, actually. And the only way I knew they're going to score, it's if it's going to be a layout after center forward, which they didn't even start. They didn't even start this strongest system. First of all, 2 Brazilian guys were missing. They were not even playing for Zenit. And second of all, Zuba wasn't playing. That third goal, I knew that's how they play. If you will pass it to him, I don't care who's in the back, Thiago Silva, Rodrigo, or anybody, that guy will hold the ball. He's the beast in that position. He's not movable striker, but he will hold the ball. One thing about this guy, he will lay up for somebody, and that's how we conceded the third goal. If you look at that third goal, there's defensive midfield nowhere near to be found for that layoff to be stopped. But even that's not a problem. The problem with, like Jem said, it was a squad. it was everything but quality in our squad. But I wouldn't say it's like we should start just saying throwing everything up in the air. It's not, I think our squad is actually depth is really, really good. It's the one key position that we don't have a squad depth, and it's a left back and Rudiger position. Those two positions we don't have a squad depth in those two specific positions. So to get to the midfield, to the pivot, let's look at the Barkley. Why Barkley started there? Barkley, to be in that position, he had to stop from J5 is the primary, Kante is the second, Robin Loftus-Cheek and Kova. Those four are primary, are center backs or are number sixes if they play. In this particular order, I think Jorginho, Kante, and Kovačić, those are three main. So to get to the Barkley and James to play in those positions, that means that we went from number 1 to number 5. That means that our depth squad and number 6 are actually pretty good. Because if we hurt, you usually don't get hurt 5 players in the same position. When did you hurt the last time that 4 players or 5 players got hurt in the same position? You see what I'm saying? And in other areas, we actually excel. For example, in the top 3. And the front 3, we have Lukaku. We can maneuver those players. Those 3 specific, we got really, really bad injury players. It's it. You don't need to read nothing about it. As in the last 2 games that we lost the game, for me, it was the biggest problem. I can see the tiredness in Thiago Silva. I saw the tiredness in Rudiger. So we needed those subs. They needed the rest. It depends where you put the priority. Thank God we already qualified. That's the only reason that Tuchel actually played those players. If we did not qualify yet, it would not be started. He will not. He will risk the players like he risked against Juventus and played content. You see what I'm saying? So, Quazim, if you listen, what about now if we actually did not play a strong squad against Juventus? What were you going to say now? We probably could not qualify, could we? So, anyway, back to my point. Barkley did what Barkley does. I said he's a super sub.
Just one second. Yeah. In case people don't know, he's not referring to this Kasim, he's referring to the other Kasim. Continue, Alex.
Question. Yeah. So on the Barkley, I tell you the truth, I think Barkley is the best suited to play with Lukaku, but definitely not in the 6. He can play up. Why not? Like, I don't know. I was making fun of Johnny, and Johnny was saying play Mount over there. Probably would have been better if Mount played in that position. I think he would have done more than Barkley if you will switch him. It's just I think Tuchel. I think we have a squad. What we have a squad, and injuries that we have injuries. Like we already had 16 injuries this season, and with not even a half a season. 16 combined. Literally, Kovačić came on a practice for the first team practice. Late at that day, 4 hours later, he was tested positive. Like he's literally first day on the field after his injury, and he had to go back it's just a bad luck. One, like I said, it's the 2 key positions that we cannot afford to be injured. It's a left back. What is actually happened? We're gonna need to look at it January. What we're gonna do? Saul played okay, but still, you can see the weaknesses on the left side. And then is what's his name? Where's the Rudiger plays? No, Rudiger. Sar and Rudiger. Yeah. You saw the way, but I don't even blame that. I think the unity between him. I think because they don't play with each other so long. Aspi had a stinker, man. Aspi had a stinker today, man.
Yep.
And for me it was like I think it's not individually bad from 3 of them. I think it's collectiveness of all 3 was bad because
no leadership.
I don't think it's a leadership. I don't think the proper reading of the game. You can see the inexperience in it because you will know if one person goes with the striker up on the person at the next CB. He has to read where the ball is going to bounce and just go off the touch. You can't leave the midfielder open. And that's how they scored the third goal.
Yeah, I just got to say something to you, Alex, though. When I saw them go onto that pitch and I saw the stadium and I saw the roof and, the fact that they were sweating playing that game.
20 degrees, man. 20
Yeah,
degrees
I'm
inside.
like,
20 degrees Celsius, man.
Alex was saying it. Every stream he was on, he was saying that it's gonna be a comfortable atmosphere, comfortable weather. It's heated and whatnot. So yeah, spot on, Alex.
It is heated. It is heated. As a matter of fact, Abramovic owns that company that owns the stadium. He knew that we come and he said,
that's why half of the fans were Chelsea fans.
Turn the gas up in because my players don't need to play in the snow. Anyway,
they were Chelsea.
I think he was paying. I think he was paying the heating bill for that game.
By the way, I would like to play Bayern Munich because I don't think they're as strong as people think they are.
I agree. I'm 100% with you there, Redneck. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree.
Very much.
I'm watching them now.
I'm watching them against Barcelona, and they're not that good.
Exactly. Is it 3-0 still? Is it 3-0 still?
3-0. They are good.
How about Barcelona and the Europa League?
They're in the Europa League, so that's one reason. That's good. We could be in Barcelona's position, so that's one reason to be positive. The point I was going to make. Hey, stop. Yeah. The point I was going to make. First of all, I've just seen a proper left back playing for Bayern. They may not be. You say not, but they've got a proper left back in Alphonso Davies.
Yeah.
I saw that goal.
You know where he's from, right?
Canada.
That's right, son.
He's actually,
I knew he was.
He's actually from Ghana, but he's
exactly. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
He's from Ghana actually, but
he plays for Canada, man.
Canadian nationality. Yeah. But anyway, I just saw
born
that.
in Ghana or he's born in Canada?
He was born in Ghana. He was actually Sierra Leone or somewhere. Yeah, he was born in Sierra Leone, and he came over to when he was young. But anyway, I just saw a run and cross for that third goal, and I was wishing we had a backup like him or a number one. He's a proper. Yeah, so if we draw Bayern and we get beat, all these guys you say you don't mind getting Bayern, and all those guys you said you didn't mind finishing second, I've got no complaints about it.
No,
but anyway,
Max,
I thought it was Liberia.
Can I?
Hold on. Let me hear Bobby. Let me hear Bobby. Go on, Max.
Please.
Respond, because I've got a question for you afterwards anyway, Bobby.
Sure. Alex actually hit the nail on the head. We have injuries, and we were forced into a position where we had to prioritize. People like Rudiger, Thiago, they could not play this extra game. I think I said that before. And it was telling in the West Ham game how tired they were. We had to do what we've done. Now, we don't have the squad depth. As we keep saying, we don't have the replacement for Chilwell. We don't have the replacement for Rudiger. And, it's unlucky that we've lost our four midfielders because we don't have backups for them either. And so of course you're going to struggle. Of course you're going to struggle, Max.
I didn't say you were the one who said that about squads. The squad isn't good enough, not me. So why are you saying that?
The squad isn't good enough.
But why are you saying? I wasn't the one who was moaning about us not thing. You were the one, not me. I didn't say that.
In terms of backup for the players that we are without, we are not good enough. We've had to prioritize, and as it stands, it's a matter of. It's a matter of knackering the players that are knackered already to jeopardize Leeds or give them a rest and let's go for it. Against Leeds.
Get tested, mate. We with Kovačić
yesterday. Max, you're on one right now, Max.
No. So, sorry. First of all, what I'm saying is, I didn't want us to play a full squad, but we could have been more sensible in the way we selected today. Reece James played. Why not play him in his normal position?
Exactly.
Why did Loftus-Cheek not play in the centre? Why was he experimenting with Ross Barkley? Unless things injured, I don't know.
Injured.
I don't know.
Loftus-Cheek was injured.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was about to say. I said unless he was carrying an injury.
He was carrying an injury, but on the bench.
Carrying an injury, that's fair enough then. Even somebody said before, Mason Mount in that position would have been a better option for me than Ruben. Not Ruben. Then what's his name? My brain's gone. Ross Barkley. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I want to ask a question to you, Bobby. Right? Okay.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So in the squad that we've got at the present, who wouldn't you have in there? Because I remember you said that you wanted Malang Sarr back, correct? You did say that in one of the earliest streams in the summer that you wouldn't mind Malang Sarr being in the squad.
No,
right
I
or
said
wrong?
that Tuchel will put Malang Sarr in the squad when we did not have a backup for Rudiger.
But I remember you saying that you were quite happy with him being part of the squad. Or am I wrong?
You're wrong.
Okay, fine. Right. So apart from
hold on a second, Max. One quick. Like if it wasn't for Sarr, there's nobody out.
Exactly.
So if even with Sarr, is as much as we're not happy,
he's better than nothing.
Exactly.
That's
so what?
The sort of point I would have made.
No. So that's okay. Saul Niguez. Okay, you didn't want him. Okay, but Ross Barkley, you were happy with, yeah?
I was happy with Ross.
You were happy with Ross. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. So, is there anyone else that you weren't happy with apart from Saul Niguez and maybe Malang Sarr? Probably Alonso, yeah? You say?
No. I think we should have done a deal. We should have got a left back in. I would have rather, if the worst comes to the worst, kept Emerson because he's more mobile than.
That's what I'm saying. So I'll give you Alonso, I'll give you Sarr, and I'll give you who's it? Alonso, Sarr, and Saul Niguez, yeah.
And Niguez, yeah.
Okay, right, fine. So those are probably arguably the three places that we could have strengthened. The point I'm trying to make in a long-winded way is we can only register 25 players. Okay.
Thank you.
So we've got a squad of 25 players, 23. And those three names. No, we've got 25.
Is it? I thought it was 23.
For Champions League is 20. Oh no, they expanded it for Champions League too.
Right, we've got Arrizabalaga 1, Mendy 2, Benatelli, or whatever his name is, Rudiger 4, Alonso 5, Christensen 6, Thiago Silva 7, Ben Chilwell 8, Reece James 9, César Azpilicueta 10, Trevor Chalobah 11, Malang Sarr 12, Jorginho 13, Kante 14, Pulisic 15, Kovačić 16, Mount 17, Ziyech 18, Havertz 19, Loftus-Cheek 20. 21, Saul, 22, Barkley, 23, Werner, 24, Hudson-Odoi, 25, Lukaku. Yeah?
Yeah.
So we've got
Lewis Baker, 27, Harvey Vale. You can
but some of those players, some of those
academy graduates.
Yeah, you can use academy graduates.
And that would have had people like Conor Gallagher able to stay back. That would have had your likes of Dijon Sterling able to stay back. That probably could have even had us, if we really wanted to, keep Mark Gurhey.
But that's not true, by the way. That's not true, by the way. It's academy graduates under the age of 21.
Under the age, yeah, exactly, under the age of 21. Yeah,
so those guys.
And how old is Dijon Sterling?
He's like 22.
22. Yeah.
Yep.
And with these players, but we've got these players, and obviously, what's his name came on GNTV. He came on and said that what we've seen. No. What we've seen.
26.
Yeah, Lewis Baker's 26, so Lewis Baker can't be a part of the squad anyway.
He is in the squad. He's registered
He's in the squad for the Champions League. He's not in the squad for the Premier League. He's in the squad for the Champions League. Is slightly different. You've got different rules for the Champions League than you've got for the Premier League. Premier League is 25 registered, 17 non-homegrown, and 8 homegrown.
Yeah, is in the Champions League. Why wasn't he in the team today?
That's a good question.
Yeah, good question.
Because he hasn't played for us for ages. So why are they going to put in Lewis Baker into his third when he hasn't played for us?
I don't think anybody in Chelsea is better than Saul.
You know what's funny? I was actually I looked at the lineup today, and the reason why I had a problem with it was just the fact that so many players were playing out of position unnecessarily. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Am I wrong with that though? Like I had no one. I was shocked. When
that's why I said he was experimenting. He was experimenting. That's what he was doing.
Well, that's not. We can't. Okay, so then,
I don't know why.
Are we okay with him experimenting with the lineup?
No, if we're not okay.
If we're not, then we should.
It's it.
We're not. Then we have something to argue about. If we are,
no, I'm saying to cut out.
Redneck, Trigger people.
Well, that's
What
Tuchel
are you
out.
doing?
No, you got to call him.
Don't even go there.
What I do when someone makes a mistake, I call them out. I don't say I'm not saying I want them out, but you got to be critical.
No,
you know?
joke. I'm joking.
I know you are. I know, but the way I operate is, you know, I've got no agendas. I've got no biases. If someone does well, I say they do well. If they don't do well, I call them out for it. Yeah, and today he made a few mistakes, so I'm calling him out on this one. But I'm not saying he's a bad manager because he's an excellent manager, and I'm not, you know.
So we don't, in our academy, we don't have any under 20 that can be put in the team today, like Liverpool does when they are limited with injuries. We don't have.
Problem is that they all played this afternoon.
Yeah, but we have to put priority.
I would. What they should have done is I would have taken, but Harvey Veld's more of an attacking-minded midfielder. He's not a defensive midfielder. We've got a lot of players in that position at the moment, so there's no point in taking him out. You know, if we had somebody like a Billy Gilmore type player, who's very good holding midfielder with promise, then we could have put them in. But there's no point.
In our academy, we don't have a number 6 talented academy.
Not good enough for the first
one that can play.
No.
The only thing I will say, right, in agreement with you and indeed everybody else, and especially Alex raised it, is in different words, is indeed, you know, there is a certain amount of injuries you'll have that you can never really recover from. And I think certainly in our midfield we're there. I mean, to lose 3 out of 4 midfielders, I think it's a bit much, to be honest.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's very difficult, and that's why in this game, which let's not forget, we didn't really have to win. It would have been good to win, but we didn't have to win it. That's why I think Tuchel experimented. It's probably the wrong thing to do, but he was and he is in a very, very difficult position. I just pray we get our injuries back, because at least 1 or 2 of them. I mean, what happened with Kovačić? I mean, crikey! I mean, how can you legislate for that? I mean, that's just rubbish.
Yeah, but if Kovačić is tested tomorrow negative, he's back, right? He's just gonna get tested every day.
Yeah.
It has to be consecutive 2 or 3 tests negative.
Yeah,
but he has to get match fit though. That's the thing. He can't play more than 20 minutes against Leeds.
But you know what? I think he gave the rest of the team COVID actually. So I think they all need to be tested today after that lethargic performance.
All right, lads. Who do you want to see us play in the next round?
You guys want Bayern, don't you?
I'll leave Max to the end. I'll leave Max to the end. I'm going to start with MDT. MDT, who do you think we're going to play in the next round?
Not think. Who do we want?
MDT. Can you hear me?
He's sleeping, I think.
All right, DJ Sam. Who do you play in the next round?
What was I going to say?
All right, who can we play? Hold on. Let me bring on the list. Hold on.
Bayern.
Bayern, Real Madrid, Lille, I think it is, and Ajax are the 4.
Ajax.
Exactly. We can still win this group. If Juventus was at Zenit next time, and we do it.
They won.
Today is the last game of the group, yeah?
It is.
Yeah.
Where are you? Are you sleeping?
Yo, couch, leave me alone, man. What is your problem?
Jeez, man.
You're next.
Wake up, man.
Oh, man.
Did Lille win today? It was me. Yeah, Lille will top the group, didn't they?
All right, guys, I'm going to put up on the screen.
Yeah, Lille, Bayern, Real Madrid, and Ajax.
Do you know what? It shouldn't matter, really. I mean, you can run.
No, Bobby, it does matter. Bobby.
It does matter.
Yeah, but you can run, but you can't hide. This is the big boys now, isn't it?
And you're right. It's
all about momentum as well. The reason we won it last year is because we built up a momentum.
All right, guys. So this is the groups as they stand. So Man City, PSG, top,
we cannot play
Liverpool,
those two.
Atletico. No, we can't.
Yeah.
Then you got Ajax, Sporting. So we can get Ajax. We can get Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Lille. And that's it. So Lille, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and Ajax.
Yep.
All right, who do you want to pick, MDT? Who do you want to see us play against? I think everyone's going to say Lille, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't played them before,
Lille?
so why not?
Yes, we did. We played them last season.
We
played them last season.
In the group
Who
stage.
do you guys?
Yeah. No, it was 2 seasons ago.
Who is
a couple of seasons
who is
ago,
the most
yeah.
feared opponent? Bayern Munich or Real Madrid? Who do you guys fear the most?
It's Bayern. It's
It's
Bayern.
got to be
Bayern.
Bayern, right? So
Yeah.
so really
gotta be Bayern, sure.
it's
I don't fear any
Ajax.
team though, to be honest with you.
Does Ajax fear?
I do.
Does Ajax
Yes,
give you guys any
Ajax.
fear?
Look,
I mean,
people must not underestimate Ajax.
Ajax are
Yeah.
good.
We can't do it. We can't.
You can't
but
underestimate
we can beat Ajax
anybody.
easy. We can beat Ajax easy, right?
No,
No, we can beat Real Madrid easy, right?
Stop
Easily.
No.
I don't know about
no.
that.
Stop it.
Bayern
We're the
Munich easily.
champions
Yeah.
of Europe, lads. We're the
We're
champions
right
of
now.
Europe. We are the champions of Europe. We couldn't even beat
Out of
Zenit.
those
We're the
4
champions of
teams,
Europe.
out of
Yeah,
those
when
4
we were in the
teams,
Champions League last time, we didn't qualify for the next round. We got into Europa League.
Yeah, but listen.
Yeah, I remember
We've
that.
done better.
God,
We've
that
done
was
better.
unfair.
We've done better. We've done better.
Finishing second.
Lads, I
don't
wanna
wanna play
I wanna tie up the stream. I gotta go, but I'm gonna give you guys a couple of minutes each. To give me your final thoughts on where we are in the Champions League, expectations moving forward. So I'll take it from DJ Sav and we'll work our way around. DJ Sav, give me your final thoughts before we conclude the stream. Expectations, mate.
Yeah. Obviously, final thoughts. Obviously, disappointed with the result today, but positive summit because of the Werner and Lukaku 2 goals today, which I was happy about. In terms of us in the Champions League, obviously it was a bad result today. For not bad, we didn't lose, but it wasn't. We're not out of it all. So whoever we do get, I don't mind. We should be. We're champions, as you said, Mo. So we should really go out there and not be afraid of anybody. So my thoughts on it all is, we're still with a chance at anybody else. And who knows what will happen. We've got all our injuries to come back. When they come back, we'll have a fit squad back again. And I can't see why we can't be challenging on all fronts again for me. So that's my thoughts on everything.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I brought up the teams is because really, apart from Bayern Munich, I could see us being. I mean, even Bayern Munich it's not it's not the end of the world if we draw them. It'll be a tough one, but hopefully, I mean, if we don't come out, then boy, the Champions League is open. DJ Saf, thank you for.
Don't forget, we've got injuries to come back.
I'll probably see you tomorrow. Yeah,
cheers, bro.
I know.
Take care, everyone.
Take care, DJ.
Have a good one. Take care, DJ.
Yeah,
peace.
Sure.
Take care, man.
Peace out, DJ.
All right, guys. Take care. Take
All
care,
right,
guys. Take care. Peace out.
Take care, brother. MDT.
Yes.
Your expectations.
Earlier on when you were talking to me, my computer froze on me. It's my son. Whenever he uses mine, it changes settings and stuff like that. I'm gonna wake him up and give him a. Anyway, we're on public forum. If not,
this is not an X-rated channel, so you got to be careful.
Keep doing.
There's no democracy in my house, man. It's a common.
I know.
Dictatorship.
He has the family. He has the family. He has his laptop. He has his whatever. But still, he will ask me for my own laptop and change the setting because he's into coding. He gets some.
Yeah, you're lucky they asked me.
The thing is with me,
mine don't ask me.
Yeah, I know. He changed setting and then you come in, you struggle. The thing with, to be honest, I don't mind who we play because I know Bayern Munich, their weakest point is their defense. That's why they want to fix that. So I don't see us, but we have to get the players, the injured players back. Without them, it's a problem. If we get our injured players back, and I don't think we should be scared of any team. It's just that we have to get the injured players back. And this January window, we cannot go into this January window with Alonso on his own. We can't. It's not possible. You cannot experiment. No Saul, no Joe, no Pulisic, no Ziyech. Please, I'm just begging Tuchel. We have to do something else. That left wing back, and even the right wing back. I don't want Aspi. I love him. But 33, he catch up 32, 33. He's getting to that age. He cannot do the job. He cannot. We love him, but he cannot. We just have to admit it. He cannot do that job anymore. Whether they go, for me personally, go and bring some of these loan players if you don't want to buy players. Go and bring Dejon Sterling. Go and bring somebody to cover for that position. Other than that, if we have our players back, I'm not worried. But if we don't, we just got to do a roller coaster ride now, you know, be a boogeyman. But we move.
Yes, sweet.
Kazim, let me go in so I can go. I'm going to go play. Can I go next
All right,
so I can
sweet,
go?
sweet. MDT,
so
talk to you later, mate. Take care, brother.
Okay, you guys have a good day, everyone, okay?
Cheers, MDT. Peace
I
out.
didn't really come up at you, but next time, yeah?
Tomorrow, we've got time.
I'll catch you next time. You know what? Today you don't have anything to say. Werner score, Lukaku score, our forward line play well. So what are you gonna say? Whinge? What are you gonna whinge about now?
I was just trying to be
What are you gonna
nice.
whinge? What are you gonna whinge about? The only thing is, Barkley let me down today. I'm not gonna put my
Barkley
point.
seriously.
Yeah, let me
You should
down.
have taken
Let
that
me
chance.
down.
You should have taken
Okay.
Let Alex talk.
Big up,
Alex
Mo.
needs to go
Big
to
up,
play
Mo.
football. Come on.
Take care, Mo. Cheers, Mo.
So,
Alex, take it away, brother.
So for me, the biggest thing is, and I always said that's the most important thing right now. There is a reason between those Championship League is such a big gap, especially for the English club. For the English club, it's how you survive this December-January window. As long as we have those injuries, as long as we playing with those injuries, if we sustain 5-point difference by the end of the January, beginning of the February, if we off the top by 5 points, we're still in a race. With injured players or get that squad back. So for me, we need to sustain this position like we are now. I don't care if we're first or third. As long as we're not farther than 5 points from the top, we need to sustain no matter how you do it. So if that game, if runner-up in Championship League is going to cost me a Leeds game, I think Leeds game is more important than this. Because Leeds game is going to be counting us how far we are top 4. And December, you can't afford to drop the points. So for me, Juventus, we can play. If you look at the winners, if we are winning the table, we still could have faced teams like PSG. Somebody else was there, and I was wrong. We still have a tough teams. Atletico, even though people say that, it's always a threat. I'm saying Championship League, it's not like Premier League. You can play young boys and be exposed like Man United. It doesn't matter. As long as you have in the competition, that's all it matters. So for me, keep close to the top of the table in the Premier League and just be present in the Championship League and get healthy. That's all. Peace out.
Sweet, spot on. Cheers, Alex. Thank you very much, mate.
You guys.
Thanks very much. Take care, brother. Peace out. All right, let's go to actually before I go to LBB, guys. I've just checked LBB's channel, and LBB is quite a big channel, 59.3k subscribers. So I'm actually gonna do what I always do, but I'm not sure if he needs it. I'm gonna link LBB's channel in the chat. So anybody who's interested, click on that link, go give it a view and subscribe. I'm definitely going to be watching his videos. I'm going to check out his content. It's going to be interesting. So LBB, it's good to have you on the channel. It's good to see you on the Blue Lounge. Give us your expectations for the upcoming season, or specifically December.
Man, December is a crunch time for Chelsea. So I think it's I know people say January is a critical time. I think Chelsea is December, man, because last season we also crumbled in December as well. So sometimes that's a stronghold in people's minds. And some of these players played under Lampard. So December will be that kind of touch and go time. I think for Champions League, with the way that Chelsea play, I don't want to see Bayern. But the way that Chelsea play, they love to be underdogs. Right? We seem to play our best football when everyone says we can't do it. So I don't want to see Bayern. I really don't. I personally think Bayern are probably one of the most complete teams in the Champions League. From front to back. I mean, the defense is a little bit shaky, but the overall team is a great team. So for me, I'd want to avoid them. But the way that Chelsea's minds seem to work, they play really well when everyone says we're not going to win. And if we're put against Bayern Munich, they're writing us off. They're literally writing us off. They're not giving us a chance to beat Bayern Munich, I don't think. right? If the current state of the team is where it is now. So for me, I personally would love to see someone like Lille, see someone like Ajax. Listen, hey, I think Chelsea are more than capable of beating these teams over two legs very, very well. I'd prefer to see Bayern in the final, where we get one match, one slap, one finish. That's it. You know what I mean? Game done for me. But I would understand if Chelsea faced Bayern Munich, I would give us a good chance because they love to be underdogs. So don't forget as well, we got World Club, whatever football to come as well in January.
World Club Cup, yeah,
we got that to come in January as well. That's another energy sapping time as well. We don't have many African players, so we won't have many people at AFCON, so we'll kind of skip that part. But yeah, I mean, I think we got a great chance for this season if we can stay injury clear of the major players. Maybe if we can get one or two reinforcements in January. I don't know if Koundé would come in January. If they can get him, that would be awesome. If they can't, I think we just got to hold fire on some of these injuries and try and maintain the frame, man. Yeah, I mean.
All right. Cheers. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for your input. LBB, pleasure to have you on. Hope to see you in the future streams, mate. Take care, brother. Have a good night. Cheers. Peace out, brother. Peace. All right, we'll go to Eric Blue. Eric Blue, give me your expectations, mate. December. Let me hear it.
Yeah, I think just to follow on from what LBB said, December is the most crucial point of the season. We need to see how good Tuchel will be, and he's very inexperienced in this league, to be honest. To be fair to him, this is his first time challenging for a title, in England. So it's I'm not trying to give him any excuses, but I don't expect him to be perfect. When Pep first came in, he struggled. When Klopp came in, he struggled. It took them time. But we'll really see how good Tuchel is in terms of the squad, managing the squad. He will be tested a lot this month, I think, and just the whole season in general. So he needs to get the best out of the squad. And I think we will have a very good chance. Like I think LBB was saying that we need to keep. Okay, no, I think it was Redneck. He was saying we need to be within 5 points of the top, and I completely agree. In January, if we are within 5 points of off the top, then I think we will really be we will go all the way to the end, which is exactly what we want. So that's what I'm hoping for. But for the next round, I don't want Bayern, even though I think at our best we can beat anybody. I really believe that. But and obviously I expect us to be better than we are now. We're not playing at our best. I don't think we're even close to our best, and we are conceding goals. We're supposed to be the best team in Europe defensively, especially, and we've conceded 6 goals in 2 games. So that is obviously a problem. But I believe that we will improve the performances, and I'm hoping that whoever we face, we will. I want Lille, and I don't think there's any, no fixture in the Champions League is easy, but Lille is the easiest one, and Bayern and Ajax would be tough, but I think we can still do it, and I really believe what he said about the whole underdog thing. So that's it.
Yeah, the only team I don't want to have now is Bayern Munich. All the rest I wouldn't mind them considering. And also in respect to us having this result today, if we lose against Leeds, it will make this painful because we could have played a better team today. But if we beat Leeds, it'll make it all worthwhile. Eric Blue, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. We will speak again. Have a good night, brother.
See you guys later. Peace.
All right. Cheers. Peace out. Good night. All right. I'm going to go with... Who wants to go next? Let me open it to you guys. Who wants to go next? Go on, Boogie. Go on.
Yo, thanks for having me. Someone said Tuchel have no experience in this league. At least have never experienced the winter, the December month.
Title challenge.
A title challenge, let's just say it that way. And the other thing is, it's so sad that when we don't have a certain player, then we don't have leadership on the field at all. Today game, all was missing at one point, in my view, is just leadership. Someone on the field just organize people. We should all be taking those 3 points. I look at the entire team and our strategies on all those things. We should not always rely on the coach. We have Aspi on the field. We have Christensen today, and at least try to tell people. Like even when Jorginho is on the field, you can see he's always talking. When Thiago Silva is on the field, he's always talking. You position yourself, you can help, move. If we don't talk, as good as you are, you're never going to be able to control the field properly. So it's so sad that at this level, they're not talking and there's no leadership on the field today. Saying that, we still qualify for the Champions League. And but I still think we made mistakes by not having a strong reserve team or reserve academy, or just keep good average quality players around like Liverpool has it. So I'm pretty sure Max will answer that by saying, but because Chelsea has a small stadium, they need to loan all those players to bring money in and all those things. Yeah, I understand. Then I still want them to have some quality. So we're not forced to bring Barkley in the midfield. We're not forced to use, for example, Malang Sarr is 50-50 for me all the time. He's not the right replacement for Rudiger. I just think it should be an academy, 18 years old or 7 or even 20 years old that can step in when we need them in like this type of game. But we don't have it at Chelsea. But Chelsea has one of the best academy. So it's a mistake. I hope they correct those things next season. And when it comes to the December fixtures, a lot of people keep saying we need to stay 5 points from the top, but that's what we're trying to do. It's going to be difficult to even do that. I just don't see us doing that if we don't have our player back. Because I heard Loftus pull his muscle during the warm up, and Kovačić is isolated for another 10 days, or depending on if he has a positive COVID test in the next few days, he'll come back. So I just don't know where we are going. So all I'm going to say is, a Chelsea fan, me first, have to have some patience with. I need to be patient with this team, and just accept whatever happened. It's just about.
I'm so happy to hear you say that. I'm so happy.
Yeah, because what's the point of going ballistic when, I mean, if you don't have a bullet in your gun, you're not gonna kill anybody. Are you gonna throw the gun? There's nothing you can do. It's just that's the way it is. Yeah. We just have to take this on perspective and just whatever happened, happened, man.
Yeah,
you know what?
Brilliant.
Yo, Max, don't comment. No.
You know what, Boogeyman? You get that today. Yeah. That's a round of applause from me to you. The first part.
Thank you, Max.
My first round of applause. Positive from Boogeyman. That's what I love to see. Well done.
Take care, guys. Thanks for having me. See ya.
No, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Boogeyman. Take care of yourself, mate. We'll see you again. Take care. Take care, brother.
Bye.
Good night, Boogie.
All right, see you later. Boogeyman talking sense. Wow.
It doesn't even make sense to me that he's talking sense. And he actually owned me earlier in the video, too, when he's like, yo, Zuma thing was like, I have to just back down. I'm like, yo, this guy owned me here, man. It's true.
That's what happens when you concede 6 goals in 2 matches, you know.
Your head starts spinning.
I can't believe it.
Bobby, I know you need to bounce, so I'll let you go next. Your expectations, mate.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Right, as far as picking who you want to play next, and I really don't see the point. I think in a competition like this, when you get to the knockout stages, you have to be ready for all comers. If you're not ready for all comers, then you're not ready to be in the competition, and you're certainly not ready to win it. And I think we are. I think our focus has to be on recovery, bringing back our injuries. Now, we are in a position that is slightly self-made and is very unfortunate. I don't think there was much else we could have done today, apart from, with all the criticisms, should have done this, shouldn't have played players out of position, and so on and so forth. He really didn't have the players to play with. I'm glad those that were able to rest were rested. If they were not rested and they have a problem with Leeds, it's going to be a big problem. If they're rested and they have a problem with Leeds, then it's probably going to be a mistake or something like that. I just think I would rather go with people capable of playing than people not capable of playing, just to give yourself a much better chance. This is where we are. We are Chelsea Football Club. We do this, don't we? The important thing is to be able to learn. That's my frustration. How many times have we been in a position of glory to be able to take dominance, and then we start doing silly things? Getting rid of the wrong players. We're talking about making money and this and that and the other, whereas we're penny wise, pound foolish. We end up, spending money on people like Naguez. Probably in January, we've got to do something about the left back. So, it goes on and on. But we keep supporting our club. The issue is we can get through this. And as I've said, the number of injuries that we get back sooner, the better we'll be able to survive December and beyond. We've had our injury patch. There are other teams that are due their injury patch. And believe me, they're going to get it too.
Yeah, definitely. It's a time of the year, the time of the season where injuries are going to be an issue for a lot of the clubs, especially the Champions League clubs, because of the amount of fixtures we have. Bobby, thank you for your time. Thank you for your insight. Always a pleasure to have you on. We will be speaking to you very soon.
Thanks, guys. Always a pleasure to be here.
Cheers, Bobby.
Thanks,
Take care, Bobby. Thank you. Cheers.
Very good, Bobby.
Kawasi is asking, will I do a watch along on the 13th? It's on Monday. I will see. Depending on what my situation is, I will do my best to do that watch along.
What time's the draw, though?
I'm not sure. I'll have to double check it, but it's. I think it's in the afternoon.
It's the
Somewhere
afternoon,
in the afternoon, yeah. So I'll have to check. If I'm able, I will definitely do it. If not, I might just do a stream that evening to discuss the draw. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna leave Couch Critic to the end. Max, give me your expectations for the upcoming month and beyond.
My expectation depends on injuries. You can come back from injuries because, like some of the guys have already said, we've got a horrible injury list, and hearing that Loftus-Cheek to pull out with a muscular injury, it makes it even more daunting for me, because if we go into the Leeds match without any defensive midfielders, then that could be trouble, because Leeds are strong in that department. So I'm hoping that not the Jorginho one, the back one's not too bad, and he can be back to play alongside maybe Mason Mount or someone like that. But I just feel that once we get those injured players back, then we should be able to start to get back to winning ways again. And what it shows as well is that the value of players when they're not here, because obviously the amount of times Peter, like the Jorginhos, the Kovacic's, I'm guilty sometimes of Kovacic, saying Kovacic isn't strong enough because of his output towards the goal assist and the goals, but he offers a lot more than that. He's the guy who does the pass before the pass, and he's integral to the way we play, as long as Kante and Jorginho. And we see that without any of those in the side, not only do we struggle bringing the ball forward, but we do struggle defensively as well. There's no protection at the back. Disappointed with the leadership, like some other people have said. So Christensen, to me, without his two bodyguards, he's not strong enough mentally or physically. I thought he'd turn the corner, but today he kind of showed that he needs quality players next to him. Aspi, I've always said it, as I've said it for ages, that he doesn't talk enough for me. As the captain of the side, he's meant to be organising. I expect more of him. And is he having his Ivanovic moment? Because the decline has been rapid this season. Every time he's played this season, he's looked dreadful. I heard that Barcelona want him, so maybe it's time for him now to to leave the club. But what it says to me long term is that we're going to be lacking that leadership, because obviously he's going as a senior player. Rudiger looks like he may be off. Silva's getting younger, so if we need some leaders in the side, because what's been happening in the past, we haven't had any leadership, anyone who can talk and cajole the players, and that's why we've had that soft underbelly. So that needs to be addressed if some of these players are going or will be going in the next couple of years. As hopefully other teams will have their injuries. Liverpool are going to be missing players in January, and they've got us to come in that period. So we need to stay in touch with the top two in December, which I feel we can do. We've got a favourable run of fixtures coming up, so hopefully, as I said, we get these guys back. December may be good for us. And even if we do end up playing like Bayern Munich and getting knocked out, again, that may be a blessing in disguise in a way, because that will allow us to only play one game a week. And Liverpool and Manchester City, if they continue in the competition, then we can focus on the league. If you ask me what I prioritise over the league or the Champions League this season, I want the league. Last season I saw us win. It'll be good to win it back to back, but we haven't won the league for 5 seasons, and that's a bread and butter. So I'll go for the league out of those two for me. But I think we're there. Everyone goes through their rough patch. This is our rough patch, so I'm just hoping that we'll get over this quickly and get back to winning ways, and I believe we can.
Spot on. Yeah, I hope we bounce back stronger than before, and I think Tuchel is the man to do it for us. Thank you, Max. Big up to you.
Cheers.
Big up.
Nice one, Coach.
Take care, brother.
Guys.
Have a good night. Take care.
See you later. Bye.
Cheers, Max. All right, the couch critic himself. You've been in and out of the stream, so not had a lot of time to give me your insight. So, give me your insight, mate.
Yeah, no. Thanks for having me again. I've been in and out, but watching that game just goes to show you that, you have to have familiarity on the pitch. I don't care what squad you're playing against. If you don't have some sense of understanding and connection on the pitch, that's the type of game you're going to see. Like Ross Barkley in the midfield with Reece James, who's never really played there for us before. There's absolutely zero understanding. And then you have Sal Niguez playing left wing back, and again, no understanding of what he's supposed to be doing on the pitch. And of course, Malang Sarr just extremely inexperienced. These are the problems that we had today. But necessary problems because we rested the squad. We didn't want to jeopardize the title pursuit in a game that it doesn't really mean as much. Let's be honest, we qualified already, which means that we're going to advance to the knockouts. Who we face, I don't care. I'm at the point right now where when you get to the knockouts, every game is going to be tough.
True.
Yes, there are going to be games that you think you would deem to be easier. Obviously Bayern wouldn't be the greatest draw, but I'm sorry, you're not going to play a team that you're not going to have trouble against. So if it's Bayern now or Bayern in the quarters or Bayern in the semis, you're going to have to face them to win. So I don't care where they come, and I don't fear any team, to be honest with you guys. I think that this Chelsea team, when at full strength, can definitely go with the best of them, and I expect Tuchel to get the team ready to play in that sort of level. So I'm less doom and gloom after this game, and I'm more about okay, how do we address the problems that we have going forward? We're talking about injuries. I think that Redneck said the best thing. He's like, listen. And I'm pretty sure I said it on my last stream too. We're relying on our 15th, 16th, and 17th best players to fill in for our 3rd, 4th, and 5th best players. And we're expecting the same sorts of performances when we have these players as well. And it's just not realistic. Not that these guys can't give you these performances. It's that you're asking for these performances on a consistent basis, and it's just not realistic. The reason why you have top players is because they give you that 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 times. Where you have your squad players, they're going to give you that 8 out of 10 performance, maybe 4 out of 10 times, and that's what we saw today, right? So I'm more thinking about what's going to happen when we get healthy, what kind of team we're going to have when we get healthy, because I think people have forgotten what this team looks like when we have a full strength squad. Like, we just completely forgot what a team looks like when we're full strength. And, you know, the performances haven't really been flattering. But going forward, man, if we get healthy, we have enough players and we have a depth of squad that should be able to open a lot of teams in Europe and in the Premier League as well. So for me, it just comes down to health. If we can find some health, if we can find a left wing back to replace Chilwell in the January window, I think that's crucial, like many have said here. And we move from there. But there's not really anything that I'm really upset about, other than the fact that I think Tuchel took a few too many chances with rotating the squad and playing guys out of position. If you're going to rotate the squad, play them in the more preferred role. Like, I mean, Saul Niguez hasn't really been spectacular in the midfield, but how would you expect him to be any better at left wing back? Like, it just makes no sense to me, right? And you're taking Reece James out of his preferred role and then playing him in the midfield and expecting him to deliver the same sort of performances there when you could have just played actual midfielders in there.
True.
So, anyways, I'm not blaming anybody. I think this is needs must, but in the end, this is a game that means less to me than the Leeds game on the weekend. So we're just going to have to wait for that and hope that we get the result there.
Spot on. No, I agree. The weekend fixture is what it's all about for me, and I agree with what Max said about wanting to push for the league this year. Let's see what happens. Couch Critic, always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you for taking the time to come onto the Blue Lounge. Much appreciated. Have a good night, my brother.
Yes, man. Till the next one.
Take care, brother. Have a good night. All right, let me just have a look where we are in respect to 58 likes. Wow, only 58 likes. Guys, the performance wasn't great, but it wasn't my fault, and I keep saying it. Don't take it out on the stream. If you've enjoyed the stream, there's 71 of you here, so if you've enjoyed the stream, hit that like button. Much appreciated. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the Blue Lounge. Again, much appreciated. Pretty much daily content. We'll be, providing daily content up until the new year and beyond. So thank you all for being here. Big up to everyone who has taken part in the stream. Everyone who has liked the stream. Everyone who has commented on the stream. Much appreciated. I will probably be doing a stream tomorrow. It might be a Q&A, depending on what news comes out, and we will discuss it tomorrow evening. Have a good night, lads, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.